This episode brought to you by... Has this ever happened to you?
Oh, my precious.
Hey there, good looking. Try out one of these.
Ooh, rightly so. Thank you so much, chap.
Fisherman's friend.
Hey, everybody. We are watching Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Oh, yeah.
And you are listening to Miscast Commentary.
And we're living it.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Findlay and Todd Murray.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Findlay.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we are back at you with part one of a two-parter. You know we're all in once we get into the two-parters, the really long movies. And you know we love you when we don't make it a one-parter.
Damn right.
So here we go.
This is a twofer. This is a big one.
This is a big one. This is the extended edition of Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. So if you're watching this along, make sure you have the right version or you're going to fall off fast.
Oh, I like my Lord of the Rings like I like my penises. Extended version.
That's just how I like my anuses.
Ooh.
Perfect.
I like my Lord of the Rings like I like my ladies big and sassy.
Is this a sassy episode?
Oh yeah.
All right.
This is the sass cut.
Yeah, every single orc goes, girl, honey, woman, child.
Oh yeah. It's the Della Reese cut. This was actually what Peter Frampton wanted.
Peter Frampton?
Yes.
Oh my God.
He pushed for it hard. He asked Peter Jackson, he's like, hey, why don't you do this I don't know why he's so into Della Reese. Well, nobody knows.
No. It ended up being Della Reese, Star Jones,
Wendy Williams.
Niecy Nash.
This version needs to happen. The musical on ice.
I'm just glad that we named enough black actresses that we seem with it. I was gonna go Yvette Nicole Brown, but I don't want to throw her off as sassy because I like her too much.
Honorable mention is Scotch Pounder. Yeah.
Yep. She that wasn't me opening a pop, folks. That was me properly pronouncing her name.
Exactly.
But yeah, she's up there, but yeah, she's not enough. I guess Sauron would be played by Wanda Sykes.
Oh God, yes.
You nasty
Monique.
bastard! Oh my God, no, Monique's too serious now. She's ruined it. She was a freaking comedian.
I know.
And then Tyler Perry scatters
dressed
in
as
some
drag.
voices. Yeah, oh yeah.
He'll be like the Andy Serkis of our version.
Yeah.
He'll be everywhere. He's a jack of all trades, that guy.
Did you call him a jack off?
In brackets, Medea.
Medea, yes. Okay, you guys, we're switching it up. We're gonna watch Boo
Yeah!
and Medea Halloween.
Fuck, part 2.
Yeah.
We have to make it as long as this film, so we're watching all the Medeas in a row.
I feel like they are that long. If they aren't
They
that
probably
long, they
feel that long. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think seeing as this is a long ass episode, I think we've wasted enough time.
You damn right.
All right. Let us press play.
Pressing play.
No, you did.
Oh my God, you already pressed it. Don't listen to me. Oh Jesus, everybody's fucked.
So far, we're all in
fucked.
darkness.
Oh
The
my God.
New line.
So part 2.
We're back at you.
We did 2 big ones in a row here.
A year has passed. Oh no, we split with. I'm gonna get you sucker.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, I thought we did Star Wars and then this one right in a row here.
Well, we did it all very close.
Remember going to see these in the cinema and having to wait a whole year to see the next one?
We wait the whole year. Well, and we made them wait a whole year to hear us talk about it.
This ain't like Netflix, man, where the whole shit and shaboodle and you can just devour the whole thing.
But oh man, they did this. They had me wrapped around their finger, much like a ring.
Hey, oh yeah,
yeah. No, but the just the way they did it. We were gonna release the theatrical version. Then the theatrical version is going to come out on DVD. Of course I bought it. Then the next Christmas, just before the other one came out, the extended came out.
Yep.
Of course I bought it.
Yep. This is the only, I consider all 3 of these to be one gigantic film. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's right of me or not, but this is the only movie that I question while it's on, is this better than Terminator 2, which is my favorite movie. But it's both of these, and they rumble. Whichever one I'm watching is my favorite.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same thing like I said about Star Wars. It's like you have an emotional attachment, but like your objective mind
Right.
is like, well, yeah, this is just a better made
It's
movie.
amazing.
It's just, it blows everything.
Amazing.
Because they, much like with, I think much like with most of the movies that we really, really love, they do just the right amount of CG with just the right amount of practical.
Right.
Just the right
That's what was
times,
good, because
right?
a lot of shit was really there.
Yeah.
Like in the big battle scenes and like, Buddy fall. Oh yeah, here's the end. Everybody, I got Gandalf.
Now, I
What
remember.
a great way to start it off, eh?
I never read Lord of the Rings.
I didn't either. There's a lot of singing and bullshit.
That was the problem, and I couldn't get through it.
Yeah,
And
like, forget it.
Like prior, just not too long before we did the last episode, I tried listening to the audiobook, and the guy would start singing, "Oh, Tom Bombadillo," and I'm like, I'm not doing this.
I'm out. Look at this. Okay, so you got Balrog here, who is in Street Fighter. Balrog was in Street Fighter? No.
Yes.
Was it? Yeah. And so this guy is like 500 times bigger than Gandalf. He's literally on fire, has a whip.
Like an NBA Jam.
Right. And still bullshits the man.
Yeah.
Still cheap shots him with that whip.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not going down alone.
Oh, man, I hear ya.
This
That's
is
why I'm here, right?
Yeah, exactly. This blew
oh,
my
yeah.
mind
Yep.
when we watched this.
Well, because you think he's dead and stuff, and then to start right here. This is what they need to do in one of the solo movies for Star Wars, where we go down that big toothful vagina's mouth, and Boba Fett flies out.
Well, they've been talking about that forever. And again, if you go back to like comics, radio plays, novels, and stuff, he survives that. He survives all that, and is
Because it takes, 100,000 years to digest or something? Like, Jesus Christ, man. The first day, you read a novel, probably doesn't start getting bad until 500 years or something.
You're probably not even uncomfortable for the first 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, other stuff that's fallen in there
There's
to
a
be
couch,
digested is
there's
like
some
ready
hot
to be
chick.
eaten.
Oh, yeah, it's great down there.
Yeah, that girl.
Blockbuster Videos down there.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
They're like, how's Blockbuster doing out there?
You can't rent
Bring
anything.
that movie back, or?
You can't rent anything newer than Joanna Man, but like it's this shot
Yes.
is gorgeous. Well, because this one's the one that gave you the real scope because you know how big
Yeah.
she is, and then you're like, oh my god. But like again, saying though, like because I didn't really know. I knew where everybody was in the story thanks to the last one, and then we had watched the extended cut.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that's all good. But then to like bring you back there and be like, oh crap, like what the hell happened, right? It was it was a big shock to open it like that.
Yeah, the whole thing's just a dream, Frodo. Imagine that done. Movie over. Oh, God. Peter Jackson shits the bed on this one.
I still can't stop thinking about just the process. And I know we talked about it a lot in the first version of this.
Right.
But just the whole process of making all these movies at one time. It was like
Was it just the two of them?
It was over a straight year.
Was it the
of
Two
shooting.
Towers and Return of the Man?
Return of the Man.
Return of the Mac.
No,
Daddy. Weren't the two of them together?
All three of them were together.
Ah.
It was, and you would
Maybe
shoot,
I'm thinking the Hobbits.
like they shot most of the first one first to
Right.
kind of get everybody into place and stuff like that. But I liked that little thing where he has the fall and he's like, oh, I'm here. But but yeah, it was just like bananas to me that like you go through that much, and then people still had to come back every year and do reshoots and all that. Like poor Sean Astin had to constantly like gain and lose the weight.
Man, absolutely the man.
Yeah.
My favorite character in this whole movie is that man right there.
And we talked about it last year, but I did mean
he's the heart of the movie. That was a whole year ago. Nobody remembers.
Well, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I just say all the same trivia. Fuck.
Yeah.
That must be tough though, right? We're in the second movie.
Yeah.
Same actors and stuff, right? To find something that we didn't, know?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not easy. I will say right off.
Wait a second. Wait a second. What happened in the last? Okay, so they were running through Buddy's hometown, the dwarf.
Yes.
Everybody was dead.
Yes.
Merry and Pippin knock that shit down. There's a big rumble. They run. Gandalf apparently falls to his doom.
At least we thought there. I like this.
And
little thing
why
too,
are they
but
alone here? What?
Because
he
Frodo,
can't handle it.
No,
or
because
something?
because Frodo knew that like people
Everybody
would
was
try
gonna
and take
turn
the
on
ring
him and
stuff
shit.
like that. So he went to go by
Oh,
himself
at
and
the
then-
river.
Yes.
That's right. They all split up at the riverbank.
Yes.
Okay. And that's where Buddy cut his foot. In
Yes,
real life.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that's also where Merry and Pippin are taken by the Uruk-hai. So, yeah, it's great.
You know, you think Legend of Zelda, I think, took from some of this.
Well, why wouldn't you?
It just feels, I don't know, I kind of get this like Lord of the Rings feel in Zelda Breath of the Wild.
This is why every time they tease the the Legend of Zelda TV show, like, because they said Netflix has the rights to it and stuff like that, and it was
Right.
going to be a thing. I just picture these lands, and I picture this, but I picture an orchestral, like, dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
I would come in your pants.
Oh, yes. Just so we can say that, we will, oh, God. I remember when I was taking a crap in this Tim Hortons bathroom,
Yeah.
right? If you're in Canada, it's coming, don't worry. It's slowly making its way across the border. That eyeball right there was all I saw because the Tim Hortons bathroom is created so that there's this huge space in between the frame and the door. So when you're sitting on the toilet and somebody's like washing their hands, you can make eye contact. And I remember, oh no, you know what? It wasn't Tim Hortons. It was the Fairview Mall. And I remember I'm taking a crap and all of a sudden this little kid's feet are under the door pointing right at me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look and he's peeking his one eye through the thing.
Oh, gross.
And so I took my foot and I kicked right where his eyeball was.
Oh.
Like I didn't kick him in the eye, but I mean, you know, the vibration would have got him, right? And I booted the thing and he's like, Dad. And he's like, I told you not to stare in the stalls like that. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
the thing.
yeah, little pervert.
Nice.
That guy's going to grow up to be somebody special.
That guy's
going
going to grow up to host this podcast.
Oh my. That kid was Joe.
I know. I wear little boy Velcro shoes when I go out.
Yep. That's exactly what I was looking for too in the bathroom of the mall.
It just seemed to me that like it seems just as miserable shooting this as it would have been living it.
Oh
like
yeah.
Frodo and Sam.
Oh my God, yes. It's like being in the Revenant.
Well,
Holy Jesus.
but they said like literally, like a lot of these scenes, especially amongst the rocks and stuff like that. A lot of these are cover shoot, not out here, which is obviously location, but when it's kind of like set rocks and
Yeah.
stuff. These are all sitting on a squash court at the hotel they were staying at. So whenever there was bad weather, they would go and they'd be like, "Oh, back to the rocks."
It sucks outside.
Yeah.
Let's get out there, people.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of the opposite of what they did. Remember in Empire Strikes Back, they sent friggin' Mark Hamill out there to be by himself in the crappy
All right,
weather.
he's all like
This
frozen to death in the backyard of like Lucas's house or whatever the fuck.
This one, it was the hotel, but yeah, this one they went to the squash court and then did a lot
So
of background
so
shit.
in the first one, we only got to see glimpses of Gollum, right? Like his glowing eyes
You got the one glimpse,
and then his silhouette.
yeah, you got his silhouette, and then you got the one where he's like on the log and he just
Yeah,
peeks up,
and he peeks
they
in, his
look-
eyes are like glowing.
and he looks nothing like
No,
he
he
does
doesn't.
now.
Oh, here we go.
I'm actually surprised they never went back to fix that. Like when like the extended
They
cut or
said
whatever
fuck
came
it.
out. That's what I'm thinking, but
Fuck, whatever. You only see him briefly. It's dark. Maybe you saw him wrong, right?
so can we talk Andy Serkis?
Oh, I'd love to talk into this man. I believe that this man changed cinema.
Let's just talk about what he's done between these two episodes, from when we did the first one to this one.
Okay.
He was in War for the Planet of the Apes,
Yep.
Star Wars The Last Jedi, Black Panther. He's got 2 more Tintin movies coming out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're doing Tintin. Peter Jackson's actually going to live. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Peter Jackson. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
He's doing a movie called Squadron 42 that has like Mark Hamill, John Rhys Davies, who's Gimli in this, is in it. Huge movie that looks like it's coming out. He is directing and starring in another version of the Jungle Book called Mowgli. He plays Baloo, and this version has Kate Blanchett, who's in this as Kaa, and Benedict Cumberbatch plays Shere Khan, and what's Christian Bale's Bagheera. Like, it is a crazy,
Sounds like the Dr. Doolittle cast, for God's sakes.
crazy cast. And then he's in a movie called Flarsky coming out with Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen. So, and then not.
And then he was in Black Panther.
I said Black Panther.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
I was just too busy thinking about how amazing this man is.
Yeah.
Like what? Like I can't, because he was the second unit director on, I think, The Hobbit.
He did some directing on The Hobbit. He did some directing in Return of the King as well, which we'll talk about when we
Right.
get to it next year. But yeah, he's done a lot of that. So he's directing this now, and probably with a lot of Peter Jackson's kind of tutelage, and
Right.
that sort of thing. Like, I mean, it's not a bad way to come up, right?
Oh, this is the one where they had to put up. Well, the actress like, what is with this guy?
Yeah.
They're like, why do we got to act with this guy? And then the one day, like he was gone. They're like, fuck, I can't do this without him being here. Like, I can't.
Well, and that's literally what this was. He was offered this job, being told this was a 3-week voiceover job.
Yeah.
And then Peter Jackson said, "I want you out there," and they wanted him because of his physicality.
It looks a
and
little
stuff like
dated.
that. That's still not bad.
Yeah, I know it's not, but you can see it now, eh?
Yeah.
What a wretched, pathetic being.
Yeah. But
This is why I call my penis Gollum.
because it's constantly like
It's
coughing
hacking
up
and
yeah.
crying and just miserable.
And for some reason you can see its spine.
Yeah, and it's ribs.
Yeah. Why does it
Smells
have
like
ribs?
fish.
Todd's
dirty
dirty for your
old.
pleasure. But
I had sex with a gourd.
yeah, but oh my god, what, Gord Downey from the
Yes.
Tragically Hip.
Now.
Rest in peace. But yeah, it's just so crazy.
He
Like,
changed cinema. Every
Oh,
time you
absolutely.
need a guy in a suit, man, it's Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Now he's directing. He was fucking great in. Where is Andy Serkis from? The States or something?
No, he's from New Zealand.
Oh, he is from New Zealand because his accent in Black Panther was awesome.
Yeah, as a South African.
It's South
also,
African.
yeah.
He did great. He's great. He's like a method actor. He was fucking awesome as Snoke.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea that he was Snoke until I saw this behind the scenes thing, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "It's Andy Serkis." I was like, "I should have known. I should have known."
Yeah, but I mean, he was behind a lot of things. He was also behind James Spader's. He was behind James Spader's performance, like just his like motion capture performance in Avengers 2.
I thought you were gonna say
Like,
Seinfeld.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, when he's
Ripped
doing the
the
12 step.
sweater.
Yeah,
You totally stretched the neck out.
yeah. No, that actually wasn't bad. Like you kind of like it didn't sound like James Spader, but I got
I had
it.
the intent there.
Yeah, yeah.
The intent was there. Look at this poor piece of
But
shit.
no, but he consulted on their motion capture work and stuff like that, and he did. I think he did the same on Star Wars as well. So like this guy is making money at so many jobs all at one time, but and then
He's banking.
absolutely like think of his motion capture work from this. So this King Kong, all the Planet of the Apes movies.
Yep.
I
I didn't see that new one. It's supposed to be good.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's the war, right?
Yes. Yeah, and then as Snoke, and like it's just like he's all over the place. I'm really upset that I don't get to see his face enough though. That's why I was so
Whose?
glad to see him, Andy Serkis.
Oh.
That's why I was so glad to see him in Black Panther. But it's funny because this has so many, because this is the second part and Empire was the second part. They have so many similarities too, because this, much like how
dark.
Yoda, they wanted Frank Oz to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor for
Right.
Yoda. Barry Osborne and Peter Jackson campaigned to get him nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this. And of course, the same answer. I was like, well, you can't really see him, which is why they did all the featurettes that when you see him.
See,
and,
it's
like,
really
you
his
see-
all his face. It's okay. Well, we veered off a little here, but like just the sheer amount that they just didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they touched it because his face is a fucking cartoon. But you know what I mean? Like they left it.
Well, originally what happened was, so the way that they shoot this is they shoot it with him and then they shoot it again without him.
Right.
So they have a reference in their mind, and then the animators would have a reference of light and all these different things. And they ended up thinking that it was just going to be a throwaway. That it was just like, okay, we're going to use them as a lighting reference, and then we're going to use the other pass. And more often than not, they would use the pass that he was in and just animate over him, and then
Right.
just like cut whatever you can see of him out. And the reason being was because they got so much from his performance, and that's kind of how it all started. And then they really started, and that's what necessitated the change of his facial shape and stuff, because
Right.
it more suited.
I like this one. This guy.
Oh, he's
Like
very-
they really made him look different, right? He looks like somebody or something.
He's an actor who I believe was in like Meet the Feebles or something like that. He's a New Zealand actor.
Yeah.
He's, like,
Okay.
but I mean, none of them look like who they are. This is Salah Baker, who's a character in every single movie.
He is. Oh well, he was.
He's one of
yeah.
their stunt guys.
Yeah,
right?
he's
And he's like the. He's
Now,
the,
this would be a killer Comic-Con costume.
Yeah.
You ever see one of these guys?
no, it's too much.
Urukai?
It's too much like to
Fuck
do.
that.
Well, because it's all prosthetic.
cares
so, and, like,
anymore.
well, no, but if you want to do it right? So it's like
I
anybody
sat in a
could do
makeup
that,
chair for
nobody
13
could not
hours,
fuck it up.
and I could only stay in Comic-Con for 42 minutes
Yeah.
before it melted off.
Yeah, could you imagine in June sitting around in all that
God.
prosthetic?
Oh yeah, it's the bean juice.
Yeah. What that is, it's like glycerin and like grape juice or something.
I bet you
like
their
that.
breath is just fucking atrocious.
Yeah, and they're constantly rubbing like garlic root
Oh
on them.
god, garlic, or they're probably rubbing
Yeah.
dead animal anuses all over their mouths.
So the people giving them piggybacks aren't big people. They're actually like regular sized actors who just have giant heads put on them for scale. So it's like those poor guys, like they're like 5'10".
That dude,
whatever.
the dude who had to be
Yeah.
the what do you call it? Like, the time's wrong in the background, continuity
the
or
script-
whatever, or what?
script assistant.
Oh man, like.
Yeah.
For all the okay, this guy's a midget, and this guy's supposed to be big, and this guy's a dwarf, and this guy's a giant. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's not easy.
He won the Oscar for the next one, right?
He won it for the next one, but this was the first ever sequel to be nominated for Best Picture.
Godfather 2 wasn't?
No, apparently not.
Really?
Not from what I got in this stuff. So the original one didn't win. This didn't win, but part 3 did win.
I like that someone steps on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, as well it should. There's like
Right,
100
there's a
dudes,
shit
right?
ton of them, right?
Yeah. So
Oh, he's
this,
rock listening.
what a great entrance for these guys too.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's
They're in the big chase. Where's Viggo been, man? I like Viggo.
Viggo, he's still working. He's doing stuff. He's actually working on a movie right now. He plays an FBI agent who's looking for Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Oh.
And I think it's called Unabomb. But like he's another one of those guys. He's always got stuff. Like but I mean, it's all spread out now. I think that what's nice is something like this has bought him all the freedom in the world. He's like, oh, I'll do a couple.
Well,
of
he's a
these,
real
like,
artiste guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's not the type of guy to be even in a movie like this. He chose the right one,
yeah,
though.
which was weird because then right after he did like Hidalgo and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I think
Well,
that
you
had
know,
to do
he's
with
all-
his love for horses.
Yes.
I think is what really
Didn't
sold
he
that.
keep the horse from this or something? You said in the last
Precise-
one.
Well, he bought a couple of them, but the one that he meets, I think the first one he bought is the one that he meets when he's in Edoras. It's the one like that he calms and all
Right.
that. That horse was not like a horse that was like rented from a company. Somebody owned that horse and like brought him to set and all that. And then he just was like, yeah, I want to buy this horse, and they sold it to him. And then
I wonder if he still has them or if they've been turned into glue.
I don't know. Well, it's
He
been a
seems
long
like the
time. I don't
kind of
know.
guy who probably knows somebody and he puts all his horses there and they take care of them.
Oh, I'm sure, but he. I know. I'm willing to.
Look at
bet
off. There's me. There's
no
me,
chance,
man.
There's no chance he doesn't have a ranch. Viggo Mortensen has a ranch.
That
There's
he's
no way.
that long hair screams ranch.
Yeah.
Dressing.
Yes.
That's what he uses. Look at how disgusting and greasy he
No.
looks.
Well, the thing is, as dirty as he looks here, he looks dirtier in normal life.
Yeah.
So
I can't hump. I can't screw. What movie is that? It's him. He's got no legs. The fuck, man? I can't hump. I can't screw.
I have no idea. I just
I
started
don't know if it's
thinking about-
Carlito's Way or.
I think that's right. I keep thinking about him in Daylight.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. He's got a weird career. 'Cause
Yeah,
He's also
eh?
in, what was it, A Perfect Murder?
Yeah. He was good in the.
G.I.
Really
Jane.
good in the. A history of violence.
History of Violence.
A History of Violence, and the other one from
Eastern Promises.
Eastern
Yeah,
Promises.
I liked Eastern Promises better. but
Yes,
yeah,
they're both really good
They're
movies,
both really
though.
good, yeah. Christopher Lee.
Oh,
I
here
think
he
he
is.
died before we did the last one.
I think he did as well.
He has
Who designs these places? How long do you think it takes to build just that bridge?
well, the design. Oh, not long. But,
No, I mean like in real life.
Oh, in real life, I
Like,
I
look
see,
at this
if
place.
This place was real, yeah. This,
whoa,
this would've taken-
whoa.
Okay,
It
yeah,
is.
You're right. It's in like Eastern New Zealand, but yeah, the design, like, it's just bananas. But you picture that it probably took like 1,000 years to build this thing or something like that. Right? Like,
Jeez,
who
I know.
knows?
Look at the old lighthouse on the top there.
That's still so beautiful.
You know what watts that is, buddy? Somebody's got to go up there and change that every 7
Oh
days.
my god! Yeah, they
Like,
should have switched over to
oh,
LED.
God. Yeah.
But
I love the sound effects too, eh? Everything about it.
everything, the score, everything's perfect.
Who did
Like,
the music?
Howard Shore.
Howard Shore.
And it's just like you can really tell, and I think that that's what's good about doing all of the movies together like this. Everybody who was in this was in it. Like, you are like, I
In
am
it
committed
to win
yeah.
it.
No, but it's like everybody from the people at Weta and all that.
That's how
they
you were born.
Yeah, that's how I'm born
Oh,
every day.
yeah. It looks like.
But he's like, but it's like, this is
What? Was he a defunk?
Yeah, it looked a little kind of off.
Because like we don't see him.
No, Yeah, he takes the short bus to the war.
Yeah, and it never got there. There's gonna be there should be like a sequel, a short sequel where it's just. Sorry, what were you saying?
I have no idea now. There's the orc overseer who we see in the third one as well.
Fucking, sorry, go.
I was gonna say Christopher Lee. He's actually still got a credit coming up. There's a movie called The Time War that's being filmed right now that he's the narrator in. This is cool. Like I think
Who's
this
this
was
guy?
extended stuff. This is
extended stuff.
This is another group of men who are swearing themselves to, because like they have more than just orcs who fight for them. They have several tribes of men, right?
Look at the wood chips on this guy.
Yeah, that guy. He must have left right from here to go shoot Pirates of the Caribbean. Like,
see, that's good too, man. Because like you watch these cowboy movies and stuff. They have like perfect teeth and like like come on. He's dirty. Oh yes, okay, yes. That scene of him cutting his hand this is in the movie though.
Yeah.
I should know all the extended too, but I've seen
hard.
the other one more, right?
It will see this one. I've seen this one probably about 50 more times than the other one. I have on so many occasions, like just as a bored dude, like with night shifts and stuff like that, gone through every single one of them back to back to back. No,
nice.
It's a sad life, but I love
know what?
it.
I think they have Harry Potter Land at Universal Studios. How come nobody ever did like Lord of the Rings Land?
Because no studio. This studio doesn't have a direct affiliation, so then finding
neither oh wait, it does. Yeah. I was like, what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but it's the fact that if Disney bought New Line,
right,
then we probably would know that this was coming.
I always I'm sure I talked about this before, but I think that you would make a mint if you did like City Slickers or like Westworld, only it's this.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you can go, like you go into a cave. Obviously, it's all set up. And there's like a dragon and you fight orcs. And, in the very beginning, they teach you some training moves. Nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand why they don't just, again, it's a lot to do with ecological preserves and stuff like that, but I don't understand why half of New Zealand didn't just make itself Middle Earth,
right?
And go out to all that open land and stuff like that, and have a perfect Edoras and have like a Minas Tirith built into the mountain.
Now, okay, ecological preserve.
Yeah.
Now in brackets is future Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit that New Zealand is. I hear you though, but they do have a lot of areas where Donald Trump will make his way over there, and those will be gone too.
Yeah. This is the Trump Mountain. So now we're looking at Carl Urban for the first time. Not him.
Because they have Oh yeah, there he is. He got a dirty mustache on him.
Yeah, but anybody who's dumb enough to not know him, he started off. He was in Xena.
Idiot.
Yeah, he was in a bunch of different characters in Xena before he got this role. But it was almost like the two things were very close together.
I like Carl Urban.
Yeah, he was in the Bourne Supremacy. He's in all the Star Trek movies. He was in Dredd.
He was good. Dredd too.
Really good show that I used to like called Almost Human. That he did, where he played he was a cop with a robot cop that worked with him, but it was played by
who was the robot
actor.
cop?
Can't remember the guy's name.
Played by some actor.
Played by some guy. You'd know him to see him.
Yeah, the robot. I know that robot.
Well, he was played by a person. He was just oh, I am a cyborg, and then he's I have to download this.
Right.
But it was a pretty interesting show. He was in Thor Ragnarok most recently.
Yep.
He was in Pete's Dragon, the remake one.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
So he's tons of stuff. There's Bernard Hill.
I'm still emperor.
But so many good people in this. Bernard Hill. Anybody who doesn't know him is the captain in Titanic.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Brad Dourif.
I can see that. Yes. Talk a little bit about the man Brad to the double D. I'm not ready. No pressure. No pressure.
He was in. I think it was his first movie credit was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
He was good in it
He
too.
had one credit before it, which I think was a TV movie. I'm not entirely sure. He was in Dune, Blue Velvet. Obviously, he was very well known for playing Chucky in Child's Play.
He's a good actor. Yeah. He does really well as Wormtongue.
Yeah, he was in Mississippi Burning, Jungle Fever. He was really famous in Deadwood for doing Deadwood.
Oh, that's right. Yes. God, I love Deadwood.
And then he was the sheriff in the Halloween, the Rob Zombie Halloween movies.
Look at those eyes on him.
He actually kept this voice up the entire time he was shooting because he's one of the only Americans. Like it's him. Well, actually, no, I guess that's not true, is it? But he's an American, and he was having a hard time keeping up the voice, so he had to just keep it the whole way through. So everybody thought he was British, and then when his final shots were done for the whole shoot, he was like, "Oh, thank God, can I get rid of that accent now?" And everybody just looked at him and were like, "Oh my God, like what?"
Well, he did a good job if all the Brits thought he was British. Usually it's the other way around where the Brits can switch it off.
Well,
no
most
problem,
of these
right?
ones are
And-
Australians and New Zealanders,
Yeah.
so they're easily fooled. Ask the crocodile hunter.
Stand a crocodile. What's this thing?
Yeah.
Gonna play with this little binging here.
Avenge me, Bindi. I'd like to apologize because I love the crocodile.
I'd like to apologize to all the Kiwis out there. People
Yes.
thinking you're Australian and shit, and
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's not your fault you grew up next to Convict Island.
There are subtle differences, like in the accent and stuff, that I'm now starting to be able to tell apart.
I don't want to.
No,
I want my
I just want to apologize. For it.
flaming racism to remain on a steady course.
That's what my autograph looks like. If anybody ever asks for it,
An entire
It looks-
letter?
It looks like Theoden's like possessed.
Oh, I thought it was like an entire
signature.
scroll. Like,
So-
oh my God, look at the signature.
So these guys running, it was a bad deal for them because they were all hurt.
Bad deal.
Well, Viggo Mortensen had a broken foot or a broken toe. Legolas, Orlando Bloom had broken ribs, and then the scale double for Gimli had a busted knee, and they had to just constantly sprint through this.
It's from
like,
filming
mountain.
this beast, right?
Yeah. Well, from different like parts of filming, and
Right,
stuff like
but
that.
still from the movie
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, because
It's like they all showed up on day one, like, yeah, we're all injured.
No, Orlando Bloom fell off a horse during the thing.
It's like he's not dead.
The foot injury for Vigo comes up later that will point
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And then
Yeah, I know where that is,
And
yeah.
then I don't know, is Brett Beatty is the name of the scale actor, and I don't know exactly what happened, but I imagine he just took a tumble or something like that.
Do these orcs, or, no, who are these guys? These are, what are they called?
Uruk-hai.
Urukai. Is it the same two guys that have to carry them? Like, did they fuck up?
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or did they switch? Like, okay, I just carried him for 5 miles. Now you're carrying
Are they
5 miles.
are they the Vincent D'Onofrio?
right? Exactly. Are they getting beat with, soap? 8 bars of soap in a pillowcase at night?
They must switch off. They seem like they've got a good brotherhood. Like, I think if you watched something from their point of view, it would seem a lot like Band of Brothers.
Right.
As
We'd be
we're
with them
just together.
totally.
Yeah,
If you were born like that too, man, I'd be pissed off as well.
exactly. You got to live in like all the
Oh,
beautiful
man.
areas in this world, and they live in the place that's
Yeah.
like made of ash.
I'd probably hate it. Look at these two. What a bunch of beautiful
I remember
characters.
again not knowing what was coming. This kind of like his little story here freaked me out about like the trees can come alive.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's gonna happen with the
I
trees?
think it was good that we didn't read the books.
I think so too.
I mean, like, because a lot of people are like, "There's no Tom Bombadil." There's no. I mean, this movie is 3 hours and a half long. This guy's cool.
Yeah,
Is a spitting.
yeah. They're so everybody's.
It's
so
3.5 hours.
Actually,
You can't. Like, what are you gonna do? Page for page, the movie would never end.
Yeah, 3 of the voices in this too, including that guy, that they're fresh, are Andy Serkis's voice.
Of course they are.
So, because there's the guy who's like, "We had no maggoty bread." That's also Andy Serkis, and then there's 3 of them total.
That's awesome.
Like,
Andy Serkis is. I
he
think
looks-
Andy Serkis might be my
Yeah.
mother.
I hope so. That one looks kind of like a Dark Crystal character.
You know, like that
The big
scene in. Yeah, he does too. Totally.
Yeah, Gareth
I like how dark that paint is he's got on. It's like really like ashy,
yeah.
like as if he
It looks
was
like
like
decay.
stomped out of ash or something,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Nice. It's so like.
fuck, what was I talking about before?
I don't
you
know.
ruined it.
Sorry,
It was-
and I had to tell you more about Andy Serkis. You're welcome.
Oh fuck. Oh no, because I was gonna say like plus a lot of things. Everybody was pissed off because the book or the movie wasn't exactly like the book.
Yeah.
And they said in the nice decapitation PG-13.
Yep.
He's evil, so like that's okay, right?
Well, he's not a human.
Yeah,
That's
he's not a
essentially the
human
key-
and he's evil.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah, cannibals. Yeah, does that look like a good bunch of dudes? Although he wasn't listening, he clearly was like gonna go eat those guys.
and you don't know why. Yeah, exactly. You got to follow orders.
Yeah,
People
he's
die.
like, hey. And because Peter Jackson said as well, like in the timeline for the movies or for the books, there's major events happening at the same time. And in a movie, that's not going to work because it doesn't, the pacing, because then all of a sudden the whole 2 hours of the movie is going to be boring. And then the last part is like, two giant battles happening at the same time. So they kind of fucked with the timeline a little bit, but they were working on it every day. Like every day they'd have new notes and rewrites and, this is what we're going to do now. And I love that. I think the behind the scenes is almost as good as the damn movie,
The
man.
behind the scenes is amazing.
I hate watching behind the scenes shit too because I feel like it ruins it. But this movie, I was like, I need to know, man.
The one behind the scenes thing I haven't watched yet, I've got The Last Jedi Blu-ray, and it's a feature-length documentary. With Ryan Johnson and all that stuff, and it's supposed to be amazing. Like people have been highly recommending it because it's just like crazy.
Ooh, I'm good to see more Andy Serkis in his ball suit.
Probably a little, but they said it's really not about the actors. It's really about his challenge to make this movie and to like come out from, because he was a guy who had never made a movie for more than like $15 million, and then
what
all of a
did
sudden
he do?
He did Looper.
Oh, that's a good
like
movie. That's a really good movie.
I'm pretty sure that was him.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So
I find it funny how they're finding these people. It's like they haven't really done much, but you can see something in them.
Yeah, well, that's exactly.
It's like,
the thing,
you made
right?
a commercial. I like your stuff. Why don't you make this movie?
That's exactly.
I want to know what. I know some people wrote in about our contest about Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
And Crispin Glover. And that's the next round.
Yeah, he's
and Casper Van Dien.
Yeah.
And we got lots of fan mail on this one. There was a lot of anger, a lot of who's sexier. It really divided the fans.
Yeah.
But what? Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, his two biggest movies were Looper and The Brothers Bloom.
Oh, Brothers Bloom.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Did you, our viewer, like The Last Jedi? I want them to write in and tell me whether or not they did or did not and why. Because I thought it was a terrific movie, and I feel like you need to break some eggs if you're going to make a tasty omelet.
I agree. And that's, I don't know. I know way more people who liked it than didn't, but the only people I know who didn't are the people who don't like anything.
Right.
Because the same guy I talked to, the first person who told me he didn't like The Last Jedi was also the only person who told me he didn't like Black Panther.
Whatever.
Like, I'm just like, and he's like...
That's just racist.
Well, no, he was like, oh, it was a stupid comic before. I'm like, so what? Like,
Black Panther's awesome.
He's like, judge it based on what it is now.
I dig I always liked Black Panther. Before he came out in the movie, right when I saw him in the cartoon of the Avengers, I was like, this guy's fucking awesome.
And he just constantly complained. He's like he's like, I read the comic. He's like, he's a useless character. He just shows up a couple times, and it's just like, so what?
They're all useless.
They're doing something with him. Like, let them do.
Oh, so he's just hating. But make it a good read. If you didn't like the movie,
it's the weirdest line
don't be
in
like because I don't like it. Give me a reason.
Yeah. It's the line I hate the most in this movie. He walks here and there, they say. Yeah, that's how everybody
walked here and there before. I'm not so much into it now.
I try not to walk there. I walk here. It keeps my step count down.
We're actually going in the reverse. It's a reverse. What do you call that thing on your hand there?
My activity tracker?
Yeah, I have a reverse one. If I reach 25 steps, it abruptly demands I sit down.
Calm your shit.
Go get a stick of butter and sit down somewhere.
Yeah. But if the butter's too many steps away, demand that somebody bring it to you.
I'm sorry. What's this dude again? He's the man.
Carl Urban. He plays
man. He's in the kingdom of man.
He's the leader of the Rohirrim, the horse lords of.
Oh, there you go. The horse lords. These
guys
shitting a lot lately anyways, so take them.
This would be a big gift from them too, because these are people who love their horses so much and just gave some of them.
Yep.
Basically,
they know
their closest friends' horses. Like,
yep.
Here, you take them.
They know what's up.
Yeah. They look at that helmet. Helmets are tough in movies, and I think that he's got the best helmet out of all of them.
You think? Nah, it reminds me of the elves. I like the elves' gear.
Well, no, but I mean, but theirs was like specific to their type. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like people who have been like, that one's so stylistic, like it's got the art on it.
Well, everything had its purpose.
Everything had its purpose, but I'm just
like
saying,
everything was designed when they thought who designed this guy's helmet, they were like this,
Yeah, I don't know. I like that one because it's got so much going. It's got the horsehair coming out of it. It's got a lot. going on. I like this.
Yeah.
See, you can really tell that Peter Jackson is still a horror movie guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's just like, I want to see a good severed head when I get a chance. Like, I guess there was one version when he chops off that guy's head earlier. There was a version where they just like squirted like a gallon of blood straight up in the air.
Of course.
Oh,
You gotta meet the friggin' Feebles or whatever that was called. Deedles or...
Oh, God, yeah, meet the Feebles. Doing a little prayer for...
Oh.
Our subtitles actually have it in Elvish, and it actually made me freak out for a
Yeah,
second.
that's what I was thinking too. I was like, what the hell?
This kick. So basically, that's where he broke his toe, and that scream is a legit pain scream. Anybody who didn't know that. But he actually did that take. If you watch the behind-the-scenes things, he does that kick maybe 10 times or something like that, and he was supposed to kick it kind of past the camera. One time it was too towards the camera, one time it didn't come far enough, one time it went too far. It just kept not being right. And then the last one he did that, and he just screamed out and dropped to his knee, and he used the moment. That's how you know Vigo's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
And he was just and they were like, well, we're keeping that. Like, that was just like fantastic. But I only picture that he didn't do a good enough job still. It still went like not off frame properly or something. They're like, okay, one more. Can you just use them?
There's one more. That piling stinking bodies.
Kick with that other. I like this.
He's tracking it out. He's working it out in his mind. He's a good tracker.
This was actually an exciting little escape scene, because it's not that I thought they were dead, but it was the idea of like now getting to see, because they think they're dead,
right?
And then you get to see their hope building,
right? He's like, okay, they're moving away from the battle.
Watching the green screen things for this kind of thing blows my mind. How it's like,
that looks really good.
Oh, it's so amazing.
Followed. They sat down.
Yeah,
looks like they ate something. Burger.
Yeah, smoked some pipe weed.
Yeah, I think they're actually having a good time now.
Yeah, the orc's name was Steve.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you know? He's like, he was writing Steve down next to us.
Oh, here they go. I love how the story branches off too when you get like all the characters separate.
Trees.
Oh hell, I did that on purpose.
Do?
No, I didn't. But yes, I'm playing that one out.
Yeah.
Would you go into there?
Yeah, they're trees.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine. And I haven't heard any stories about trees coming alive at this point. So
at this point. Once you get in there and then a tree branch sticks it right up your vag like an Evil Dead.
Oh, not my vag.
Oh,
fuck. This was a set, obviously. There's no forest that looks like this.
Yeah, they took this. This is the back. This is the Tim Burton forest back lot. It's like in the back of his house, right?
Yeah,
it's just all full. Yeah, exactly.
It's full of dead crows and like.
And Helena Bonham Carter.
This shot,
that's her there.
That's the most terrifying shot. Is that like on his face truck shot? That like, and they've got.
He's got something sticking there. It looks like he's got an arrow sticking out of him or something.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He's tough.
Out of his right shoulder.
Yeah.
This is fucking awesome.
I liked watching the listening to the cast commentary and them talking about like this moment of like, because like they know that it's gonna happen with the Treebeard here. But then it's like the idea of what if you'd never even heard of something like this before? How would you react to it? Oh, this is great. So this guy is some of him is CG, but he's actually a 14-foot tall animatronic that they were strapped to for half of their shoot for this movie. I love that.
But he's like. Squish.
They cheated that a little bit because he was on top of him. And then all of a sudden he was like 2 feet back. But I was like, you forgive such things.
Oh,
that's
sure.
Cool, right?
Oh, there's some Evil Dead. Or there's some Army of Darkness right there.
Yeah. So now we're looking at John Rhys Davies again.
Yeah.
He played Gimli, now played this. I was reading about this today. Like, part of how he did this role was he pictured not having lungs. He'd be talking as he was breathing in and breathing out. Like there's no time when you have to get breath in and then breathe it back out. So it would just
that's a good character.
In and out. And then like so it was like that kind of thing. But he also apparently they spoke through like a wooden megaphone. So, like, they had just, like, a wooden thing, and he spoke through that, and that's where you get a little bit of the echo and stuff like that.
That's a wooden megaphone.
Well, like, you know, just like
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like those old Hollywood ones that were, like, electronic.
Yeah, the big friggin',
Just a big cone, essentially.
Yeah. That's neat, eh? How they come up with this shit, eh?
I don't know. It's... like, and to do it not just to get a different sound, but to go, hey, this is a characterization.
I mean, this dude's been around for a long time, and he's never heard of a Hobbit before.
He predates them. He doesn't move much, and then
I guess they're probably not getting a lot of trees moving from across the land back over to visit family and be like, hey, I saw these Hobbit things.
And
hobbits
guys? Live in Hobbiton.
Yeah. Little guys.
Hey there, how you doing?
Todd had big zit on my balls, some little guy right there.
So these guys, they were strapped in the tree for so long because they'd be there for entire shoots. They wouldn't bring them down for lunch. They'd send lunch up to them and stuff.
No way.
But
We
between
had to go to the bathroom.
So they're sitting on bicycle. I'm sure they would probably figure that out. Take a break then. But it took too long to bring them up and take them down and bring them up and take them down. So it was limited how often they would do it. So, but they're essentially sitting on like a bicycle seat with it's like backwards with a harness.
Right.
Basically, it was just a nut crusher for both of them. But they were up there so long, like between takes, everybody would be off doing whatever, and they could be up there for like an hour. And so they were writing a screenplay while they were up there.
No way.
And now, as far as I know, it was never made.
Oh, still, you got to keep busy.
Yeah, it was the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Ooh. It was like a branch off sequel. They should have wrote like a side movie.
Yeah.
Like a portal opens and they end up in the 80s, like this fish out of water tale.
Well, Sean Astin actually did. He made a short film called The Long and Short of It with some of the scale doubles when he went back for reshoots. He got the guy, Paul, they call him Tall Paul. He's the scale double for whenever you need like one of the regular size humans with these guys as the hobbits, because he was over 7 feet tall. And then he used one of the scale doubles for the hobbits as well. So you had you had the super tall and the super short. I saw it. I think it was it may have been in like the theatrical DVD as like an extra or something like that. I don't think it's in this one, but yeah, it was an interesting little thing that he directed. That was just like a 5-minute movie or something like that.
It took place in the world here?
Didn't take place in the world. He just shot it because they were there and he had some time to kill.
That's a serious swamp, man. You know it's badass if the orcs are in the the motherfuckers don't go through there.
So this was literally shot in a parking lot.
Really?
Just piled up some moss and stuff like that. And they said that there's a train that passed by and that the train could clearly see everything that was going on here. Obviously, they weren't shooting when the train was going by because it would be too loud and stuff like that. But but like you would be able to see these guys in their costumes if you were going by and paying attention and looking for them. And
right.
Knowing what was actually going on.
That would have been awesome to see Gollum out your train window.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Get it. Get that worm. I ain't no nasty chips, bro. That's a fucking worm, baby.
Lembas bread was made out of, it was just legitimately shortbread.
It does look just like shortbread.
Yeah, and it was just shortbread. And they said, though, because shortbread is so dry and dense, that it actually has all of the characteristics of Lembas bread, like how it's so like filling and like you can only eat a little bit type thing. He drove me nuts. Like, I knew that Gollum was so many people's favorite character, and this first little bit, like, just his constant screaming just made me want to die. I was just
no, I like it. He's miserable.
Yeah, I know.
Poor bastard.
I like his little loincloth. I haven't really paid much attention to it before, but now I can't think.
That's all I can see is that beautiful Gollum bulge.
I am actually really glad. That's one thing I'm really glad about from them making The Hobbit is that you've now got his complete story.
Right. I wasn't digging the Hobbit movies.
I mean, there was a lot of things wrong with The Hobbit. It was way too digital, way too much. Like, they did not need to be 3 movies.
Yeah, like what the shit?
Because they made up a bunch of stuff.
Well, no, they found this similar.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, there was a lot going on that wasn't necessary. But the
Silmarillion. What is it called?
I think that's
they said that he had some notes lying around in the Silmarillion, or whatever.
Well, there's that, and then also just extrapolation. Like he explains, Gandalf explains where he was, but it wasn't another book. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then they just made it much more grand and stuff like that by having in Cate Blanchett and Hugo Weaving and all those guys.
This is a definite mosquito hotspot.
Yeah. So these guys are all like, these are well made because those are all like just silicone bodies that are down there. My favorite bit.
What if they made those just for? They probably did. Everything was made like specifically.
Yeah.
Even the littlest thing, like somebody made it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. This place was such a factory. They said that the special effects group, when you factor in all of the like materials that they needed to purchase and all that thing, that it was the number one employer in New Zealand during the time that they were shooting the
That's
movie.
fucking awesome.
Because like they were the number one like cloth importer, the number one steel importer, the number one.
I just think about that poor fucking old lady that they had putting chain links together.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god, like she lost her fingerprints.
She lost her fingerprints. Legitimately.
So many, like we need more chain mail. This one old lady just like, oh god, she's like that old skinny dude in the bottom of the tanker in Waterworld.
This is terrifying.
This guy looks like something straight out of he looks like the bad guy in the next Blade movie.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like a young Brad Dourif too.
Yes,
but that like, and with that note to that boom. Now that water was like not even 2 feet deep, and he went face first with no hands. That is all balls. And he's a child compared to everybody else. Like, he had just turned 18 on set.
He did?
Yeah.
Are you for real?
Yeah. And everybody else
I thought he was way older than that.
And everybody else was in their 30s. So it's like
he still looks exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, have you seen Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency?
I've seen a couple of episodes.
Is it any good?
It's funny for what it is, but it's as BBC as you think it's going to be, right?
Okay, I got you.
So,
yep.
But I mean, they're all funny. I'm not really sure where it stands right now because it was canceled, but then like Netflix picked it up. But I don't know
that's how I saw it.
What occurred?
He literally just told you 10 seconds ago, don't follow the lights.
Yeah, listen.
Jesus,
listen to
man.
the Gollum man.
What do you got? Some ring that's fucking everything up?
Fuck. Rings, right?
Rings always do that. Every fucking ring does.
I know. I'm wearing a ring right now.
All it does is fuck with you.
Fucks up
Turn
all
my finger
adventures.
green. Wife left me when it turned her green.
Yeah. We turned all of her green?
Turned her green, bro.
Oh, I thought you just made her angry because she hulked out. I love this.
Just her vagina.
Oh my god, like his handprint is developed there. Look at, I can see every line.
Those are some serious hand lines there, bro.
I could like legitimately steal his identity based on the handprint that I could
You're
get.
right. Let's pause that scene and put his finger scanner into the old bank machine.
One thing I really like too about this movie and the people who made this movie is they're all still cool talking about it. It has been so long. They've done so much since then. And they're all totally on board.
They're
Let's
like,
talk
yeah.
Lord of the Rings. He's like, yeah, I love Lord
A lot of them you can see like, oh, you want to talk about that role again? And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, well, you're an actor. We're paying your bills here, bud. Like, fucking just answer the question.
But like, and people like when people go on Colbert, because Colbert is the number one Tolkien fan.
Oh, he's huge, yeah.
He is.
Did they put him? Is he in here anywhere?
He's in.
He's in the one of the Hobbits,
He's in
isn't
the
he?
Hobbit. Yeah, he's in the second Hobbit movie. But
He's having Stephen Colbert just be an extra and he's hanging around on set all day. That'd be fucking awesome.
yeah. But like they gave him a replica of Sting. They did all kinds of stuff for him. He actually has been a friend to a lot of people because Marvel did the same thing. Marvel made him the president in the comic universe.
Oh, that's right.
And then they brought him to honor it. They brought him Captain America's shield, which is still on his set today. Like that was his old Colbert Report set that it was originally on. But if you look at his set for Late Night, it's up in the top pit there. He's still got all his old cool
fuck.
stuff. The Black Rider.
Here they come.
Like I don't watch many horror
He
movies.
ate too much shortbread. He's got fucking heartburn.
Yeah.
I've been there, bro.
But I've watched so many things and none of its imagery or whatever scared me, even when its intent was. This thing has stuff that just
usually
flat
doesn't
out,
either.
But this one is just flat out creepy. The sounds and like again, it's the combination of everything: sound, music, and the scream, which is apparently a donkey. They used like a donkey.
Oh
like,
my god! Imagine you're
slow down.
hanging out somewhere, like you're on Mexico vacation, and you hear that.
It
Instantaneously shit blood all in your pants and die.
And how cool is this too? Like the pull out because you think, oh, he's the Black Rider, he's gonna be on the horse.
That thing looks exactly like a Mexican donkey.
Yes.
Look at that fucking thing, eh?
It's got the head though of the Goombas from the Mario Brothers movie. Like it's just missing a dumb smile, and one of them.
Who would you ride in Lord of the Rings land? You can pick your ride.
Liv Tyler.
Good answer, bro.
Nice.
I'm just picking Steven.
Nice.
He won't
But
even
it's
know. Like you can ride these guys. You can ride anything. Balrogs.
Gotta ride
whatever.
the Eagles.
Oh yeah, the Eagles.
Gotta ride the Eagles. I'm not afraid of being eaten by the Eagles.
Oh, those things are fucking wicked too.
And I'm not talking about like the birds. I'm talking about like Don Henley and Joe Walsh and
There you go.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Oh, can you pick the worst fucking one too? Fuck, I hate that song.
Keep us alive.
Okay, that's good.
There you
That's acceptable. That's acceptable.
go. I would die for you. And so
I love the Eagles, man.
the Eagles of death metal.
I never even knew them back then. I knew your dad was a big Eagles fan.
dad is a
Dad
huge
loved the Eagles, eh?
My sister honored him by she's got a tattoo on her back that says "Love will keep us alive."
Fucking A. It's a good tattoo.
Yeah, it is a good tattoo. It's very large.
Not a bad band to be. It's her full back.
Yeah.
It was actually so big that 30% of it's on your ass.
I'd say it's about a quarter of her back.
Really?
Yeah, it's on her shoulder. Like
Holy
on her
shit.
shoulder.
Look at
See,
these guys.
even he's freaked out. Full of
Well, he
memory.
knows what the fuck's going on here. He's an elf.
Yeah. This is what my favorite bit with Gimli is. He's always allowed to be the afraid one because Aragorn has to be the brave one. Elves aren't allowed to have any thought.
Right.
And so Gimli gets to feel everything and think everything and say everything. Like, what a role it must be for him. He's another guy. Like, he's in, right now, he has 13 movies in post-production.
Going right now.
Like, either filming or in post-production. He's got so many movies, Squadron 42 being one of them. And he is, like, I would say almost all of them are B movies. Like, I checked a couple of them, but like Jeff Fahey's and like the star.
Oh
of the one.
my God,
Like,
yes.
It's that kind of stuff. But
Jeff Fahey is actually 3 of the main roles in the film.
But like to me, this is just stuff to feed his little, his hobbies and stuff like that. Because again, he's got Indiana Jones under his belt. He's got this under his belt. Like, what else does he need?
Did we see any water monsters? There must be other animals. There must be giant butterflies out there and stuff too, right?
In this world?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they had the water monster at the
The big tentacle
in
kraken
in
looking thing.
Moria. Yeah, at the entrance to Moria.
There's dragons. I think I would take Buddy with his rabbits.
Oh,
Buddy's rabbits.
The Gundabad rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can't make something up, I want something that flies, but I don't want to be in your stupid eagle team.
Okay. Yeah. This was cool too. This was
Yeah, because you're like, oh fuck, here comes Saruman.
Yeah.
Or
yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
you're right. And also the little bit of because you hear Christopher Lee's voice, which I don't really understand what it's the mixture of Ian McKellen and
yes,
Christopher Lee's voice.
you can hear it.
But I don't really understand what the point was.
Well, I tell you what the point is. It's to be like, oh fuck, he's here now.
Yeah, but why
It's
would
the
he
old
do that?
switcheroo.
Yeah, but why would he do that? Like I could see why they would do that.
He's
for the movie.
fooling on him.
Yeah. Oh, like what a great reveal. Boop. He looks so
It's
good.
me,
too.
Magneto.
So, anybody who doesn't know,
You think
Amazon.
Magneto can take Gandalf in a fight?
No, because he's not. He doesn't have any metal on him. Well, he does have
that's
Glamdring, but as long as he leaves that out of the way, his big sword. As long as he leaves that out of the way, he'll be fine.
But that was like his bro.
Yeah,
His like little metal guy that hangs out with him sometimes.
yeah. But so anyways, if anybody who didn't know, Amazon has bought the rights to do Lord of the Rings, the TV show, and it's supposed to. And they're putting on a big thing for this. And one of the first people to come out and say something about it, Ian McKellen has said he wants to play Gandalf on the show.
No way.
And then somebody had mentioned, I don't think it was somebody from Amazon.
Imagine they get the whole same cast back together.
I would lose my shit.
Wouldn't that be fucking awesome?
None of them have aged. Look at Billy Boyd and Elijah Wood.
They did it on purpose. No, Elijah
Yeah.
Wood is... oh yeah, what a fucking rumble.
Yeah.
How do you even get up there? That's like in The Simpsons when they fight down the gorge and then they come rolling back
Yeah.
up the other side. Like that's a rumble, baby.
Oh hell yeah. But yeah, he said that, but then somebody commented, they're like, isn't he a little old to be doing that now? And then his response was, he's like, Gandalf's 800 years old. I think I can play 800 years old. Like, it's not like he was doing any of the stunts in this one.
Exactly, right? What
So,
the fuck?
Why would you not, like, how would you not jump at that opportunity? He's like, he wants to do it, and everybody loves him as Gandalf. Yep, you're in. Like,
Yeah, for real.
Name your price. Let's do it.
Yeah. I wonder just because he did, I bet you some of the other guys that come on.
It's, Sean Bean was blowing him in that scene. That's how he made that.
Facundo!
Gobble gobble. Oh, he's so good.
I know, isn't he great?
I would like, and
Want some Melba toast?
everything. Oh, and go watch Apt
Good
People,
call.
and that'll be good. Yeah, that was, and he was brilliant in that movie. He was scary in that movie. But
Right.
Todd's phone is on.
I know. What the frick? I thought I turned it off.
I don't know.
I'm getting it off the table here.
Yeah,
Like I said, I was
put
good,
it on
but
something.
I thought I turned it off.
Put it on something smushy.
Here we go,
But,
walking through the old forest. I'll find my animal.
There
Maybe
we go,
not those
yeah.
rabbits. I want to ride something
Ride
fucking wicked.
Ride a Weta. The thing that the workshop's named after. They're these giant, like, beetle-looking things that are terrifying looking, and they're about the size of a hand. In these scenes...
Is it a real thing?
Yeah, they're real things. Let's see if I can find you one quick. But
Is that like New Zealand's like premier bug or something?
yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, buddy, you better watch that axe, bud.
There they are. They're like giant
Ew.
grasshopper beetle
Fuck
things.
that thing, man.
Don't fuck it. Then you'll have a human Weta, and you don't want
Oh, my half and a half. Come on now, right?
hybrid.
That's my daughter. And then she makes that, the cricket noise.
Yeah.
There's no sleeping in that household.
I really wanted to see, I can't remember what the play was now, but there was a play and they were playing it at the movie theater. You can do that from time to time, see like a live show, like Benedict Cumberbatch did
Christopher Plummer
was
was
there.
did The Tempest or something
Yeah.
too. It looked really awesome.
So, but he did one and it was like a 2-person show, essentially. It was him and Patrick Stewart doing one together.
Oh, fuck
and I
yeah.
would've killed
Benedict
to see
Cumberbatch?
it. No, it was Ian McKellen and him.
Oh, yes.
Benedict Cumberbatch did Macbeth. I saw a great Hamlet's coming out soon. The guy, I can't remember the actor's name, but in Sherlock, the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock, he played Moriarty. And he was doing, they just showed the To Be
That
or
show
Not
any
to
good?
Be.
Have you seen that show?
Brilliant.
That's what I heard everybody that's... Oh,
It's
look at this gorgeous beast.
Every episode is a movie, essentially. They're all about an hour and a half long.
That's awesome.
And they're all good. But the guy who plays Moriarty, and he's so good. He was in John Adams in a really small role too. But he did
I think I know the guy you're talking about.
But he did his To Be or Not to Be. And I've never seen anything like it performed. Like, usually they're either very grand or very small. He played his a little crazy, which is kind of the point at Hamlet. At that point in Hamlet, is he's going through that.
Right.
And I mean, he's faking it for people, but he's also kind of going through it at the
Right.
same time. And he's having these little moments of like, and you see these little tweaks, and I was like, it's so good because it's like nothing I've seen so many different versions of Hamlet.
What's that on fire back there?
Well, remember they're burning the village.
yeah.
People are burning the village. I've actually never noticed that before. I've seen this movie, no word of a lie. I've seen this extended version probably about 30 times. And I've never noticed
I
it.
don't know if I'm that many. I've seen it a lot, though.
Yeah.
I could listen to this Treebeard fucking yak all day, man.
Yeah.
Take a couple naps.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, it seems like a cool guy. Hey, look at he's like, oh, Jesus.
So, if people who know the books and stuff know Tom Bombadil and how he's another, like, long-living entity that,
Apparently,
like, lives out in the...
he didn't have really anything to do with the outcome or anything. So that's
No.
why they kind of cut him out, because he's kind of just like a pointless, like, side thing.
Well, and he has a lot in common with the Ents in that he's been around a long time and the things that happen have no real effect on him.
right.
So they gave everything to him so they could have more scenes with them so they could split it more into thirds, right?
Right.
And that made way more sense to me than
Who
just
was Tom Bombadil? Like, did he live in the forest or what?
He did live in the forest. You encounter him I think it's in the first movie he would have shown up because it's the 4 hobbits together.
Right.
When they see them and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. It's like, it's failing me now, again, because I only got so far into
Yeah, I didn't even know about him until people bitched that he wasn't in it.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, again, gigantic books, 3 of them.
Yeah.
You cannot have everything. You have to get rid of a lot of things. And you're just going to have to, like, you combine things or you leave people out of things or you add people to things. Because there was a lot of talk, too, about when Helm's Deep comes, about having Liv Tyler's character there to include her in this fucking movie because she's barely in it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and everybody lost their mind when they heard about that. Excuse me. It was a remnant when this was going to be 2 movies originally.
Right, that's right.
With Miramax. So it was one of those things that came and I guess people got wind of it and lost their minds. They're like, she's not there. And it was like, so what? They have to do a lot of things like that too. Like, you have to answer a lot of questions. And I mean, people complained about, too many endings, blah, blah, blah. I read a thing. It was movies that deserved the Oscars and movies that didn't. And they were like, it didn't deserve the Oscar for the last one because it had all those endings. Like, it had like 7 endings and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so what? Good movie's a good movie. Like,
I like what Nicholson said. I don't know to which one of these guys he said
Elijah
it to. Oh, Jesus, what the fuck just happened there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can they hear that?
No, they can't hear that. We
Nah,
just
whatever.
had a little breakup in audio here.
Oh, God, it's ripping my head off.
Yeah, but the...
Yeah, and he's like, I left after the first ending. I guess I was like, hey, how'd you like the movie? He's like, it was good. I left after the first ending.
We're having a little technical difficulty here.
Sounds like it's raining in my brain. I got brain rain.
Did I fix it? Oh,
I
man.
think like...
This is embarrassing. There we go. I fixed it.
And we're back.
See,
Technical difficulties.
This is the problem with one take movies. Is you have to see one. When
Hey,
you fuck
buddy, that's what happens, man. Especially when okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're freestyling a 3.5 hour movie.
Yes.
Okay. Shit happens when you party partially naked to naked.
Actually, I think that the only other time we've had a real problem, it may not have been this. I was thinking it was this movie though, because I remember.
Oh, we've had a couple real problems. Let me tell ya.
Well, it was one of the ones we were playing it from the DVD player, and the DVD player froze.
We crapped out.
Which is why we usually
one time
only
you
play
had to
the
get up
digital
because you had the
copies.
craps.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Oh my god.
I meant good one as in a good dump.
It was not a good dump. It was like it was one of those ones where I was like, this might be where I die. Like Todd might finish the podcast and go, oh my god, he never came out.
Where is this guy? Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna go get a cab home because
I just
don't even wanna
noticed
know
that
what
a
happened to
pile of shit and blood is creeping its way slowly toward me.
me. Yes, and it's whispering.
Is that there the whole time?
Yeah, not the whole time.
Indeed.
Oh,
Indeed,
man.
you did, yes. Did you dye your touch of gray there, Gandalf? Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I went white because all the
All the babes
it's
love
like-
it.
that's
All the
one
elf
thing.
bitches.
Like young girls are like dyeing their hair like gray and white now and stuff like that. It freaks me out.
Oh, they don't know
Like
what
I
they
saw
want.
I saw a girl who was like
Christ's sake.
22
Oh,
years
fuck.
old with gray hair that was dyed. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, she's an old soul.
Ugh. I don't know what it is, but it's just like made me
Oh, because
sick.
people just aren't happy with what they have at any point in their life.
So this is another very famous like behind the scenes thing coming up, but it's so crazy to again the scope of this wall. Again, these are things I think that they've built in Minecraft too. If you go look online and stuff, you'll see that
they're all
they've
there,
built-
right?
They've built these things to scale.
I ain't got
so
time for
they're
that.
So bloody tall.
I'm in too many worlds as it is. I can't join Minecraft.
No, I love Minecraft.
I know it's cool. I dig it, but I mean, I'm way behind on my whole life because
Yeah.
because of this.
I didn't even make it here.
Okay. Oh, these guys got cool helmets. These guys look pretty cool. Who are these dudes?
Just another.
You don't know
tribe
these
of men.
names like you know Star Wars names, eh?
Well, it's like
I should be the Lord of the Rings guy.
yeah, you could do that. I
That's
like
right
this.
there on the left.
Yeah.
That's Balgrave.
Yes,
And this one here is Ludu.
Ludu. Yeah,
And they are actually siblings.
Oh.
Actually, the last of their kind.
brother sister.
Brother.
Ha.
You can't even tell the sex of these things.
Not great.
What are they, trolls?
Yes,
The fuck are these things?
they're
That's a serious
I'm
door.
guessing they're mountain trolls.
It must be really boring unless that door gets open and closed all day long.
Definitely.
You know what I
not.
mean? They're just like, Jesus, is anybody going to show up today?
I feel like inviting people in is not part of the.
Can we take a break, boss? No, somebody might show up at any minute. This is your job. Oh my God.
My wife just texted me Lord of the Rings, or not Lord of the Rings, Legend of Zelda troubles. She's like, I'm literally stuck. I'm like, what would you like me to do?
Yeah, like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, here, Todd, talk her through it now.
Yeah.
She can listen to the episode
Okay.
like in 2 months from now.
If
when
you're
it comes out.
literally stuck,
Shut the game off.
then you did something wrong, probably. I
to
got
bed.
my horse literally stuck
I almost
and could not get it out of where it was.
I was stuck up on like a hill that it wouldn't go down, and I had it took me forever to find.
I got stuck. It was just like these guys when I was playing Uncharted 4. I got stuck in between like a rock.
Yeah.
Like I bent down and the half of me was stuck in the rock and it was like flickering and I was like, oh fuck, that's just great. My whole world just exploded.
It took me a long time to figure out this.
Yes.
because
I was like, what the shit is
I was
happening
like, why
here?
would they think that was a rock? But then I had
Well,
to
it
go
looks
back.
just like a rock.
No, I know, but I had to think about what it was, like what they said in the first one when they gave
It's a
them the
magic
cloaks.
cloak.
It's like, may they shield you from unfriendly eyes
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Those are pretty cool helmets. Now that
That's a cool looking fake rock. That looks like the kind. If you had a giant key to hide, that's the rock you put it in.
Yeah, or a turtle.
It looked like a big fake like foam rock.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it must have been my eyes.
okay, so we're coming up on the. What was their plan? Really, just go through and
Walk
die within
in.
5 seconds.
They should have
But
snuck
watch
right in the line there.
This scene right here, 1, 2, and no, I have not quite timing screwed up. But when Gollum pulls him back here, there, when Gollum pulls him back, he actually got his hand on Sean Astin's wig, which is elastic to his hair, and it yanked it off. So imagine all of your hair being pulled all at once from the root.
What a time he had. He slices
Yeah.
his foot open.
So
Gollum's not so bad, man. Like, he's just really fucked up.
Yeah.
I feel for Gollum a lot, actually. And
Oh, yeah.
until later on when you're like, oh, Gollum, come on.
yeah.
It's not their fault,
Yeah,
you know?
should
Like,
be
come
the-
on.
You should be the one to understand the most.
Yeah, like, it is not their fault. They didn't set you up, but he's all fucked up. He
No,
wants
I
the
know.
ring. He's fucked.
I understand. But
My lust for Burger King.
But yeah, so in that scene, so he gets pulled back, and if you see the behind the scenes, but you see Sean Astin just get up and march off, and then you see like Elijah Wood going like, ew, like, and poor Andy Serkis, who's brand new to this movie. It's the first time he's really shot with anybody. Like, he'd shot scenes with them before, but not a lot, and these guys have been together for a long time at this point. And he's like,
oh
and
shit.
he's like, oh man, I just really made him
scalped
mad.
Samwise.
And so the three of them talk about it in the cast commentary, and he actually says, he's like, I wasn't mad at all. He's like, I just knew that it was going to take time to get the wig back on, so I just wanted to get right back to the wig person to get it on so we could get on with the day.
Right.
'Cause
Oh,
we
he was
lost
probably
time.
pissed.
He was probably mad,
yeah.
like that it hurt, but he wasn't mad at him. He was just
Right.
like, crap, now I got to go do this.
I gotta go
Like,
get my wig
so-
back on, yeah. Well, he's a pro.
Yeah.
I love the stories they tell about him.
Oh.
Like, and there's Sean Astin like helping to call the helicopters in.
Yeah,
and,
we talked about that in the last one when he was on the mountain. When they were on the mountain. It's so good.
He was so good in Stranger Things too.
He is, yeah.
I was so sad. I'm like, come on, man.
I know. He's
Can't
also-
anybody live?
Nope. He's also a voice in, I don't know if you'd remember this or not, but do you remember, like, in grade 1, I read this book, Bunnicula.
Oh, it's a vampire bunny, like
Vampire
Dracula bunny. Yeah.
And it's a TV show now, and he's a voice on that
Oh
show.
my God, bunny! Look at how beautiful that looks.
Like,
Look
these are the
at
kind of places
that.
you want to go. This is like what I was saying, because, like, Warner Brothers studio in England has all of like the Harry Potter sets and stuff like that. Like, why wouldn't New Zealand or some place get their hands on all these sets and take a tour through Middle
Yeah,
Earth?
man.
Like, you go through the Shire into this through.
You should be able to stay a couple nights.
Could you imagine if you
To
were
have
allowed
like
to
a party, you know, to get some dragon fireworks going on.
Yeah, well, like at the aquarium, right? You're allowed. They have sleepover things at the aquarium. You know, in the big tube.
Oh
where
yeah.
you can see above. You have
They
sleepovers
do?
there, and you can sleep there with like the sharks above. you
Oh
and
no
all that.
way!
Yeah,
That'd be
it's-
way like sleeping on a moving sidewalk's probably not that comfortable. It would be pretty neat.
Yeah, well,
There's a
I'm
part
sure
to
they
the
put-
side
They probably
where you
put down
could.
like those like pad things. or
Dirty old,
whatever.
the same ones they have every year.
Yeah, but or just dead whale. Or
Which they
something
use
like
on the floor of like the friggin' YMCA for the homeless men to throw up on. Whoa.
that. Well, I hope that's true.
My hair's curlier than yours. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I look better in my tunic. No, you don't.
Yeah, these guys have a.
Oh, they are too. I was
Yeah.
even taller than you.
I love this. You're the short one. I feel like that's not how they were ever described.
It's
But
a conversation we have constantly.
yeah, they should have put that in. They should have just made that in like the big party scene in the first one, because there goes the tall one and the short one.
Right. And you don't know which one they're talking about.
Yeah.
3'8".
Oh, giant, almost Muggsy Bogues height.
Eh.
This is a great, like, these guys. I'm glad. See, these guys were really necessary in this movie, especially because the like everything else is so serious,
Right.
that you need a little bit of
You
levity,
have to.
right? Like,
What's the deal with this water here?
it's like a magical water. It's part of what like made the trees come
Oh,
alive.
right.
And now the trees are eating him. So this is actually
Oh,
apparently
God.
a Tom Bombadil scene.
I went out with
when
a chick
he's
with
the-
feet just like that.
When he's the one, yeah. But he's the one, like Tom Bombadil's the one who comes and gets rid of these, or tells these trees to stop.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Stop being fucking mean trees. Be nice trees. It'd be amazing if like other characters like that were in the movie you find underneath those roots.
These trees are badass in this forest, man. These trees aren't fucking around.
I feel like that tree should have been a Muppet, but whatever. Maybe they missed a real opportunity by not making some of these things Muppets.
Everything should be a Muppet. That's how I see life.
Yeah.
Strings, Muppets,
Well, that's
bad
why
lip syncing.
That's why that song from a New Zealander who's actually in the previous movie from Flight of the Conchords when he wrote all the songs for the Muppets, and I wrote "Am I a Man or Am I a Muppet?" And I was like, that's my thought of every day.
Right.
As if I'm a
Oh, there you
Muppet,
go. He
I'm
just
a
said it
very
here.
man
He's
Muppet.
like, the trees are getting fucking all riled up now, man, because people are cutting them down. They're pissed. They don't like humans kicking around. Who does, though, right? Fuck.
But humans aren't cutting these trees down. Orcs are.
Well, somebody is, okay?
Orkies.
It could be anybody. It could be these guys.
No.
Why let him in?
Orkies.
Orkies. That sounds like something that, like, Peeps. It's like Peeps flavored drink.
Oh, good.
You know, like melted down Peeps.
They have a smooth sip of lemon Orkies.
tapioca balls.
You can't do that to me, man. Don't put food in my drink.
You put
'cause
your
I will
tapioca
puke.
balls in my mouth, baby.
It was Orbits all over again, man. I
Oh,
tried
God.
it one time and I almost died.
Does it hurt Treebeard if his bark comes off or when you snap a branch off? You think?
Well,
Or
let's
he's a
say,
tree,
yeah.
just grows back? Or is it just kind of itchy or annoying? Or
Oh, I think it hurts him and it grows back. Like,
Oh.
those two things aren't mutually exclusive, right?
Well, how do you know?
Well, because my grandmother was an ant, thank you very much.
Okay, well,
I'm a quarter ant on my father's side.
quarter end.
Yeah.
Putting down roots, bro.
Oh, nice. I've got no roots.
Oh, he's got some fungi on his eyebrow there. He's got it's like an eyebrow ring, only it's the other ones think he's too progressive.
This is, while being one of the simplest, it's one of my favorite
I like this
sets.
place. Is this Rivendell?
No, this is...
Close enough.
Not even... No, as far as
Not
possible.
even close.
It's Edoras.
Oh, yeah, this buddy eating the fucking fruits.
What are you talking about? Have you ever seen a movie?
That's the other guy.
The guy who's eating the fruits.
That's the other guy later. Sing for me.
Yes.
Take your pants off when I eat this disgusting close-up fruit.
It looked like those tomato things.
They look
that
like
you,
cherry
pick off a tree.
tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just exploded.
With
I
a
think that's probably
weird,
what it is.
yeah.
There's the sexy Miranda Otto. Australian actress. It took him
Change the
9
diaper?
hours in post. Or not in post. It had 9 hours
Yeah, I was like,
in
wow.
makeup.
like-
Probably longer in post, believe it or not. But it took him 9 hours in makeup to get like this. So thank God he's not like this for a long time.
Yeah.
But he had the cloudy, milky contacts, and they didn't look right. This is the thing. They do this all the time. I always read this piece of trivia in movies. They gave the person the contacts to make their eyes look weird. It didn't work out, so they ended up digitizing them anyways.
Right.
So it's like, just skip that. Like, nobody wants to put contacts in, even
Yeah, it
people who wear
sucks.
contacts.
Yeah, it's no.
So,
That's his daughter?
no, this is his cousin. Oh, that's her cousin. So it's Theoden's son.
Ah, okay.
But she is Theoden's niece.
Right.
She is Carl Urban's sister.
This. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This woman later on was worrying me in this movie
Why is that?
because I did not want Viggo Mortensen,
To pick her?
who, yes.
Yeah.
And no, not even to pick her, because this movie is like so much more than just like, this is what I want life to really be.
Yeah.
I want it to be a clear battle between good and evil. When you're in love with somebody, it doesn't matter how far or how much time has gone by. You don't cheat on them. You still love them.
Yes.
And if Viggo Mortensen would have picked her, I would have been like, fuck this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even though he might have all the reasons in the world or whatever. No, he and that elf woman proclaimed their love for each other in that beautiful scene with Enya.
Yeah.
That makes me want to cry. Because that's what Enya's there for. Okay, self-reflection and some tears. Happy ones. But if he would have messed with her, I would have been totally pissed.
Yeah.
It would have been out of character.
Oh,
And I told you, like, I want to believe this world is something that when I'm senile, I will live here.
yeah. Well, you'll live in a home, but you'll think you're here.
Yes.
But Yeah,
Is this Rivendell? Yes,
this is a
Mr. Murray.
beautiful shot too. Like there's just this hair blowing in the wind and the flag, and like look at this. None of this is CG'd. Like this is where they.
This is all New Zealand, huh?
Yeah, this is just what this
Peter
place
Jackson's
looked like.
backyard.
Like how can you go to Hollywood and shoot in a back lot after doing this?
Didn't they have a major earthquake that ripped up some of the Shire? It like cracked the whole thing in half or something. There's a big fault line going through New Zealand now. A big rip.
I don't recall, to be honest with you.
Lost your T-shirt, girl.
Yeah, there
That was
goes.
a good one, too.
Rip. But yeah, so Miranda Otto, she was in the Thin Red Line, War of the Worlds, Homeland, 24 Legacy.
Who is she in War of the Worlds?
She is Tom Cruise's ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
So
You just
they're
see her at
trying
the
to-
end. You just see her at the very end.
Yeah. So no, she's in the beginning because she drops the kids off with her.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So you see
Is it a
the-
real set or is it CG?
This is a real set. This is on a preserve. We were talking about that before, and the preserve said that they could shoot here as long as this place was exactly the way they found it when they left, which means they'd had to dig up plants and grass and stuff, move it to a nursery that was built especially to take care of the vegetation that they tore up, and then after they tore all this down, they put it all back.
Wow. Imagine mapping that out.
Oh, it was probably that probably added like $1 million to the budget.
That's awesome.
Right then and there. But like look at all the art in this, because like this is probably the poorest
Yes,
place
and
that
it
we've
still
come
looks
across,
cool, right?
And it's just like everything you can see, like even across the top you can see the spine with the horse on the top.
I liked watching
this reminds me of Vikings.
yes, this place.
Yes.
I liked in the the behind the scenes where they're like every single place was thought of as to who are these people, where did they come from, where do they live, and that all influenced the style of besides what Tolkien had put down on the paper. You're talking about visualizing in a movie, so you got to be like, okay, what would this guy wear, what that guy wears? So the elves will wear this kind of light, shiny kind of thing, and these guys will wear this, and it's so killer.
And picture, before you even thought about shooting a frame, you had to have all that worked out.
Yeah.
You had to go, what do these people look like? What do they sound like? Because that's going to affect
What's their
casting.
backstory? What's
Like-
their, yeah.
Like, what do they like? How if I look at a person, how am I going to tell if they're an elf or if they're from Gondor?
What and their weapons too. Like
Yep.
if you're an Urukai, your weapons are jagged and ugly and made of
Yeah.
sharp metals, and they don't look like
yeah, it's just born of like mass production,
Right.
Whereas like the elves were, they've lived forever, so they can put art into it, which is why like Sting and all that had like all those beautiful engravings all the way through.
Oh, I like how he's covering himself. They can't tell by his white sneaks that he's nobody looks at your feet. Just like Andy Dufresne said, man, nobody looks at your feet.
Right? But this is another one of those things too. I never understood all the extra names. Like you get different names in different languages because like Gandalf is also, I can't remember his other name in Elvish. But then he gets called Gandalf Stormcrow, but then he's Gandalf Greyhame, and then
What does that even mean? I'm clear. It's clearly like an insult.
yeah, it's got to be something like that. But
Gandalf
look at how
Stormcrow.
he's so gross. Like he's snotting and he's sweating and he's just like
Oh yeah,
he's just so
he's
good.
the Durif man. He's the Dur.
Another guy who does not get enough roles. Like, no.
Is that WWE superstar Edge?
He does look.
Oh
a lot
my
like
god,
him,
he looks
right?
just like him.
If you see a picture of them though, without like his long hair and stuff like that, he looks like a 700-year-old man.
Yeah,
But
I like this old dude.
yeah, I love.
Who made that noise? Was that him? Oh no,
Yeah.
it was him. It was Gimli there.
Gimli. Yeah, I
Jim
love.
Lee.
No, if Todd pronounced a name correctly, like, and he's not doing it, he does. This is not ignorance. This is Todd just going, no, I don't want to pronounce it right because it's pronouncing it right is for dumbs.
Yeah, agree.
It's just like
There's a lot in this one too. We got Elijah.
Yeah.
We've got fucking everybody.
I let that one slide, but I knew
I
I
know.
wasn't
You
going to.
never said anything. I was so pissed off. I was like, man, he didn't take the bait this time. I was like, fuck.
If we were videotaping, you probably would have seen my eyebrow twitch a little.
He used gain.
Behold.
Is this a Tide commercial? This is a Tide Pod commercial.
Yeah, that's probably.
Was
it.
that a Tide? Was that the one with Buddy?
No.
This is a Tide Pod commercial.
Well, they didn't say Tide Pod. It was just a Tide commercial.
Oh, the Tide. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is way. Get your hands off her tits. It ain't your girl.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, they've never met before. He's like, let me get a hold of you. This is good too when you have that thing with Saruman on the other side and stuff like that too.
Okay, anybody out there, this is going to be way later, but watch the movie Ready Player One, and in the very end of the movie, the police are like holding back a crowd, and there is a clear shot of one of the dudes grabbing this girl, like she's, they're pushing on the, we have our arms, together, and he is clearly grabbing this girl's tit.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's so blatantly.
Oh, no.
And she's like, yeah, I'm going to push on this side. And I was like, oh my God. So be on the lookout for that titty grab.
Anything for Hollywood, right?
That's right. The old casting couch. I've been on there multiple times. Failed every time.
I love it. I love this.
I like the change.
Like, that is so well done.
This guy looks like he'd be a good dude.
Yeah.
I want to see this guy. I like this guy a lot, actually.
He tells a lot of great stories too, like in the commentary and stuff like that. He talks about like how he managed to act through getting like his character's son being killed and stuff.
Right.
Because he talks to a woman whose son died like just recently and stuff like that, and like so he gets a lot from her and stuff like that. Like he didn't seek her out to know what it felt like.
Right.
She's just like, this was just a fan going like, oh yeah, this by the way, yeah. And
right.
This is something that happened to me. But
he looks like he would be like the cool uncle.
Yeah.
That would come to the family party, and I want to sit next to Uncle Cool Guy over there. He's awesome.
Like in this context, he's the guy who's been to so many wars.
Yeah.
So he's the guy with the stories.
Exactly. And he's also got Wonder Woman's headdress thing on. So
he is who Christopher Lee is in real life. Because like everybody who talks about shooting this movie is like, if I could get near Christopher Lee and get him spouting off on stories, he's like, I was in heaven. And he would do it all the time.
Christopher Lee would.
Man who did not.
Oh my God, I love that kind of. I'd love to hear stories from Christopher Lee.
Now, this is the thing that I'm most jealous of. Like, so many things, like bits of the, getting to go through this process and stuff. But the people like him, he got his sword when they were done. They gave it to him.
They did?
Yeah.
Why him?
Because it's his sword. Like, why would they give his sword to somebody else?
Well, I mean, did anybody else get to keep their sword?
Yeah.
Did Frodo get to keep Sting?
Elijah Wood got his sword. And
Viggo Mortensen, get out of here.
Viggo Mortensen got his sword, and Ian McKellen got his sword.
Where do you go when you get kicked out of a place like this? Where do you go?
East.
Just pick a direction?
Pretty much. Well, this is the thing. This is why, like, all these other, like, little villages and all that, you don't know who they are, right? Like, it's like I don't know. They have to be somewhere, right?
Oh, he is. I'd be fucking pissed off too, buddy.
I'd like to see...
His son died because you were under the spell.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how Jolt Cola had me for several years. I was just in a phase where I was outside of my own body.
Who even knows what happened? You wake up after a 3-year Jolt Cola binge.
Yeah. Now, Theoden looks like he's right out of like a Kenneth Branagh, like a Shakespeare.
Yes.
Like he looks like he is like Henry VIII or something like that, or Henry V. Yeah, Henry V.
He's got weight behind him. You're right. Just the mere look of him, he looks like a weathered old, like he's been through the wars. He's settled the scores. Yeah.
He's like, it's basically in the way
is this where he figures out his son is dead?
That is not a good way to figure it out. He's been through a lot, and then he's just like, oh no. I figured he'd be... the only thing that would be better is if you found out this actually wasn't his son. Another guy comes up, or he does have another son. He's like, I'm right here, Dad. It's like, not you.
The one I actually love.
Yeah. How about you don't do that again?
Woo. Don't yell the word love.
Yeah. You'll hate all you want. See, that didn't do
I didn't do anything. Must have been the...
Yeah, no, it's just that my equipment doesn't understand the construct of love. So this is another, I believe this is another extended thing, was this scene. I love this crown, I guess it's
I like
crown.
that. I dig that shit, man. She
like,
wore that off of Princess Zelda.
But it's so...
That's her party crown.
Like, just take any opportunity when you look at a shot like this. Look at how many things are going on. You see the horses embroidered in the leather.
Looks like they have lightened her face or something.
Yeah, well, they do a lot of digital grading in this to like highlight certain areas. They've made her brighter than the background, so the focus goes more to her, things like that. Otherwise, it ends up either washed out or too dark, right? So, Imagine having to learn all this, like, all this different
Ooh,
stuff.
I like that A morphed with the E. That's a good one.
I like,
And Magan
And that he is
Dioros.
the dearest
And, I don't
kinsman.
want to read the other part.
Killing took him. I can't remember.
Bello. Cymbelmine.
It's pronounced Senbelmune.
Ooh, that looks like a shot from a Wes Anderson film.
No, because nobody's facing the camera.
Yeah.
Even friggin' Isle of Dogs. I've been watching I saw a bunch of trailers
Apparently it's
for that.
amazing.
I won't watch it.
I don't know if I have any interest in it either, to be honest with you.
None. Wes Anderson is lost on me. I've watched a couple of his things.
The
and then
Roy
I was like,
Tenenbaums is a really good movie, but he seems like he's like the hipster paradise guy.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like I watched Royal Tenenbaums. I watched Life Aquatic. I feel like I
never got through Life Aquatic.
I watched both of those, and I now know who he is.
Right.
His like, let's all stare at the screen, and then
Yeah.
let's
Well, let's be
do something weird over
quirky
here.
and like, you know what I mean? Like,
Fuck it. And I said that to somebody who's like, he was a Criterion guy. He's the guy who buys everything Criterion version only. Otherwise,
Right.
you don't like this movie if you don't have it on Criterion, like that kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, what did they do on Criterion? There's like an extra commentary from somebody you've never heard of. It's like they found a homeless man who's never seen the movie, and he's going to tell you all about it. Like,
he doesn't even know what movies are.
Yeah.
He thinks he's having a spirit vision quest.
He went into a coma before he came out of the womb, and he just woke up, and he's 70 years old.
Oh,
Most of it is just him screaming.
Bloody murder, staring at his hands, then the sky, then his hands, then the sky.
What am I?
Poor bugger.
Well, I'm having a really hard time because I'm really trying to remember what his name is in the other language. Because, like, like everybody else, like Aragorn is Elisar
Right?
in, like, the elf language.
It's, yeah, these little kids are showing up here from the town that was all fucked up, right?
Yeah. I picture
Some
that
real
kid
stakes
actually
here,
fell off
man.
the horse.
Real stakes. Nice spoon.
This is a great spoon.
That looks like that spoon will last the test of time, man. That's when they made spoons. They don't make spoons like that anymore, baby.
Yeah, high five with spoons.
Yeah.
Clink. But the,
And if you're watching the actual live version of this, we're spooning right now, and nobody spoons like this anymore. Let me fucking tell you.
I'm the little spoon.
No, I am.
What? Oh my God, we're both facing the wrong way.
See? They don't do them like this.
Ass to ass. But the
I gotta back up, man. My loud ass voice keeps crackling on this fucker.
That's all good. The
Oh my God. Oh, I thought he just inappropriately put his hand on his hand.
He's
He's like, what the fuck are you doing, Gandalf?
that was a good little piece of acting there, because the last person to do that to him was Wormtongue, and you see he gives him a little look like, are you doing to me what he did to me?
Right.
Like, he doesn't have his trust, and he doesn't have, like...
That was a good call, actually. I don't know if I noticed that before.
That
was a really good, nice, good eye.
Subtle acting.
That looks like one of the... Is that the New England... what team is that?
It's a Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos? They're Broncos fans. This is Broncos country, bro.
Well, and they're up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But the...
altitude.
And they're all smoking up stuff.
Yeah.
Like it is legal in Colorado.
Exactly.
So it's all good. Bernard Hill tells a great story. I think it's Bernard. I think the way they say it's Bernard Hill. But
Bernard.
he had this thing, because he's an old dude. He had this weird little stool thing that had a seat on it. It was like a cane that had a seat type thing. And he had that like for when they were out in places where it was hard for him to get around and stuff like that. And one day, one of the props people just came and took it from him and then returned it to him, completely reupholstered with the horse embroidered in it and stuff to make it look like it was part of that. He's like, he took this thing I bought at like a thrift store and turned it into a priceless artifact.
Nice.
He's like, and I'm just like, and that's exactly what I mean. Like, every person involved in this cared so much about it. Like, I honestly think to a point where, like, I know me and I know my mental illness. So I know that...
Just the one?
No,
You're talking about the main one?
Yeah. No, but if I'm in this movie and when this movie's all said and done, I fall into the deepest depression.
Yeah, it's
There's
like after a
no-
Netflix binge. You're
No,
like,
no.
now what?
No, I'm talking about... Like, if you worked on this movie and you
Oh,
had
yeah, well, the
something
camaraderie,
to-
like
the camaraderie, that just the way you've dedicated yourself, and you're working with a very specific group of people. And the problem with film as an industry is that you never work with the same group of people. It's different for like the Weta people who work at Weta, so they'll go on to work on the next project.
Right.
But a lot of people are brought in because they
Yes.
need extra bodies and stuff. But then there's also all these other people, different crews, stunt people, actors, extras, all these people who will never be together again like that. And I just know that I would have such a hard time with that. Like, I had a hard enough time when I left high school and all of that separated. Then I had a hard enough time when I left college and all of that thing, like what that idea where you're now like a real world person, like
Right.
everything you do from now on is in the real world. And like
That
hit me
is
really
what I
hard.
felt when I left high school. I wanted out of high school. Like, I enjoyed hanging out with you guys and stuff, but the act of going to class was torturous.
Yeah.
I hated it. Getting out of school was like, oh God, yes.
Yeah.
I'm much more enjoying myself now,
Yeah.
to be quite honest with you. I wish I could go back in time now to high school, like, the way I am
That's
now.
the thing. Yeah.
And you
it-
obviously can't, but
Well, yeah.
as more time goes on, the more comfortable I get in my own skin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so every day, I feel a little better,
Yeah.
I was fucked up back then.
yeah.
They know. Fuck.
It's all fun. So this is the horse in question that Vigo bought.
This guy here, double roper.
Double roper. I always have this thing because I've, I used to work at a racetrack, so every now and again I would get near a horse and I'd pet, and this is how I acted around it. I was like, it was a totally tame horse that's like so used to being around people,
Right.
but I'm taming this beast. But I swear I almost got my ribs broken by a Clydesdale one time. It was one of the. Like, they're not racing horses, but they're the ones that, like, the officials that ride around have. And this thing was so big, its head was, like
The size of your body,
it was
pretty
about
much.
it was about from my shoulders to just above my knees.
Yeah, they're huge.
Like, it was so
What a
big.
beautiful animal, eh?
And I'm sitting there and I'm petting it. I'm flirting with the girl who's on there. I had a big crush on her. And her horse's name was Buttercup. And I'm like, how you doing, Buttercup? And she gave me a little loving nudge. And that loving nudge knocked the wind out of me. Like, it was so like, it's like baby Huey. Like,
Yeah.
I love you. Oh no, I killed you.
I crushed another one, George. Of Mice and Men.
I love this bit of the story too. They're like, okay, he's been through too much. Get rid of him. Like, let
The
him,
horse.
let him
Yeah,
be
let
free.
him go.
Let him be free. Although I feel like that's probably cruel to have something that was in captivity and free.
Oh, but the idea is there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Look at
Oh, yeah.
Christopher Lee lives for that. Well, not anymore, but lives for this
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing. It's like
Just to
like,
chew the scenery a little
oh
bit,
my
you know?
God. Like, that scenery was all flat until he chewed it into
You
the
got-
shape. And it's like like it was just a big round dark room.
Oh, my God. You can't even handle the smell of animals,
Well, he
eh?
doesn't
What
like
a
it.
disgusting. Maybe he said you live with cats. Maybe then I could understand his disgust. Fucking dirty cats. God damn it.
They did a pretty good job though, because like Christopher Lee was beyond old when he
How
shot.
long did it take him to walk here? How far is the tower here
it's
to...
next door.
It better be. Like, Jesus, it didn't take him long. Although
Well-
he's probably fear running.
Well, you also got to remember how, well, he may have gotten his hands on a horse, or somebody like connected with Saruman may have got him.
Yeah, he
but-
probably got hooked up with something.
Right, because he works for him, so he knows that he's there,
Yeah.
right? But the
Oh, yeah, okay. So they're totally... he's his agent.
Yes.
And he went to corrupt the king.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. Like, why is he's just going to walk in and be like, hey, bud, can I sleep over tonight?
Yeah.
I'm worm tongue.
you got any job openings? Preferably upper
I'm
management.
pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Looking for one of those kind of guys.
Yeah, my name's Wormtongue. If you've got if you have a lost niece here, I'll
You'll
probably
know-
try to fuck her.
You'll notice on my resume here, number 1, baby killer.
Love to-
Don't have any qualms.
Like throwing them from the highest wall if you got one of those kicking.
Yes, tower's pretty tall. I need
like-
to get gear like this, man. When we're rich off this shit, man, you're gonna have like a room of Star Wars stuff, and I'll do the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I'll still have Lord of the Rings. Don't get me
Fuck off.
wrong. I'm gonna have so many rooms,
Oh yeah, well I'm just gonna have just rooms,
and I'm
and
going
I
to have,
collect more rooms.
and I'm gonna have the literal Matrix where you can plug in and just
Whoa.
be in a computer world. That's also the bathroom, so it's like you're in there
You
for a long
have
time.
to.
So while you're dropping a deuce,
No,
you're
but the
like-
thing is then you don't know whether you've pooped or not. Like it would throw your whole life off. Did I poop or did I poop in the virtual world?
Well,
And then you're
check.
pooping yourself, and then sometimes when you poop, it's like bits coming out. You know, like looks like you're shitting out Minecraft.
Yeah,
The
and I can
whole
always see-
world mixes together.
all I see is the Matrix code that's bidet shooting into my asshole.
6969696969.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a tough broad, eh?
I really do like her character.
I do
But
too.
Yeah, I definitely got an Edward versus Jacob thing going on here.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I was
Totally.
like,
But I like her, though. I like her gumption. I like her fire. You know, Viggo's a handsome, studly hero man, so I understand why she would fall for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and like to see, like, especially like in this time, all you're looking for is bravery, chivalry, leadership, like that kind of thing. Like that's basically the only
And a good backhand.
yeah, the only quality, right?
You hit like my third ex, like a pussy.
Why don't you burn me like my father did?
Always looking for their daddy.
Oh God, yeah. And like,
Good night, my lady.
he really is a fucking handsome devil, though. Like he really screwed up by not just maintaining that look for the remainder of his life.
We never get to see like the bathroom in the. What does the bathroom look like in Rivendell here?
They're
Wait, where the fuck are we?
chamber pots.
Chamber pots.
You're looking at they're basically like a bed.
You
pad.
think?
Oh, absolutely. At least for like that's that. Like I picture it like medieval times. And that would have been a chamber pot. So everybody's shitting and pissing into a
Throw it out
thing.
somewhere. Hope I was gonna whip it out of the fucking window. That's how the plague started.
Yeah.
Are those his moles or are those character moles?
I think those are character moles. Like it's the scenery is so beautiful that I accuse it of being fake. Like it's just I look
It's
at
true.
it. Like, there's no.
It's true. Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. Oh, the Warg Riders.
Yeah. And they had more of these guys in The Hobbit, which they didn't do enough with.
Been waiting a long time. Oh, here's the big scene.
That orc that we just saw is very important. We'll talk about him again later. So this was actually like when they came here, this was all covered in
This is
snow.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, this was all covered in snow and they had to like clean it off. So that water is freezing.
Yeah.
that
And
it
he's
is-
in there all day.
Yeah.
Giving her.
Yeah. And
Was this
also-
the first scenes they filmed with him? And they were, because I remember in the documentary,
Yes.
this was the scenes they were showing when they were talking about it. And they were like,
Yes.
we don't know what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, this is so weird. Like,
I'm pretty
it's
sure
going to
you're
be a CG character. Why are we looking at him, you know?
Like how, like I just picture how Andy Serkis must have felt about that because there's no way he didn't feel that.
Oh, of course.
And then when he pulls up Sean Astin's hair, he's just like, "Oh, great,
oh,
fuck,
fuck. Like, you.
because nobody knows who I am."
Right. How did they find him?
He had been in stuff before, but like just in like New Zealand, Australia, or whatever.
Whoa.
I had
double whammy. We got two voices, Frodo.
there were a few little problems I had with those little snaps in this. Like, because they do this a couple times in this one specifically.
Yeah,
where he snaps at him, and then right away he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I don't know what it is." And then both times he's like, "I know what it is. It's the ring." Okay, you've had this conversation twice now. Like, I know that
Yeah.
months had passed.
So why would you get offended by it, too, if you know it's the ring?
I
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
really him.
Yeah, so that's just it. Just go. Let's just keep moving. I know it's not you, but the it's mine.
I wish we would have had more background on Gimli.
Gimli.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like everybody, all the humans get their backstories and all this and that. All we got to see with Grimjob, it was the friggin', the place that was dead.
Well, I think the problem is that a lot of his backstory is dependent on you knowing the Hobbit.
Right.
Because Gloin, Gimli's father, is one of the
Oh yeah,
dwarves.
there's a lot of backstory on dwarves and that. Yeah, you're
So-
right. Yeah,
Because
might have been treading over familiar territory or something, right?
Well, Balin, who's the one with the big gray beard, and who's like who's other than Thor and Oakenshield, I consider him the main dwarf.
Right.
Like he's like the oldest one. He's the guide and stuff like that. That's the tomb they were in. Because you remember, he's like, "My cousin Balin will give us the
Yes.
hearty welcome," like that kind of thing. And that's the one who's dead there. So he's one of the dwarves from The Hobbit.
Right.
Gloin, who's the dad, is one of the dwarves from The Hobbit. So that's kind of like that's his backstory, and that's where you have to kind of depend on
Right.
to know his.
This
stuff.
was such a great scene, eh?
I would still say probably one of the most inventive scenes up to this point in film.
You think?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would because people have done this.
Oh, poor Gollum.
People have done this before. like the Jekyll and Hyde talking and stuff like
Right.
that. But the way that they shot it, and then the fact that it's also CG, and then that it's also performed by a person, and then when you see the side by side, which is specifically, I think, what they put that out to show. Look at this guy's acting this role, trying to get him that Oscar. But like to really see this, and then you also, this is probably the most you see the duality of his character.
Yes, I agree.
So it's like, and then they try to recreate that in the next
Well,
one,
'cause
which
the-
wasn't as good, but it was still good.
You know, because like they could have done the whole like, you know, I'm looking this way.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking this way, and my personality has changed. You know what I mean? Like the, you know, like the stage kind of the.
Yeah. Well, and what they do in the next one is more along the lines of the cliche where he's looking at a mirror, where he's looking at his reflection.
Yeah.
So this
Oh,
one,
he's like, oh, he fucked up.
and that's the thing too, and you also get the
Hey.
joy of this, like he made it go away type thing, right?
And away he goes.
Yeah, it's the first. Yeah, it's one of the only times you can have something, because like Raising Cain is another one I'm thinking of with
John Lithgow. Look, he even brought him some food. He's so happy. Look.
But yeah, this one, like, to me, it's everything you could possibly hope for in this type of scene. But like, you learn everything you need to know about this character in that one scene, which is pretty impossible. Oh, it's so gross. This is how I break animals in half in front of people, though. I do it mostly with hamsters and my daughter. I'm like, oh, do you like this hamster? Snap.
I love him. Crack.
So I always get mad, though. Like, did they have to rename everything? Those are clearly rabbits. Just call them rabbits.
They're not from here, man.
They're cones.
All right.
It's abrasive.
He's ruining it. Like, he's freaking out, eh?
Yeah, I know. Well, and here's my thing. Why would you not just say he clearly wants one raw? Just give him one raw and then cook the other one up.
Yeah, just to chop him one in half.
Yeah, just give him some. Well,
They're just being mean. Sam's just being jealous because Frodo's got a new bestie.
That's like my favorite line in the movie. What's is precious? And that's my commercial.
Bleh.
Yeah. See, like, they got French fries. Well, they got fish and chips in this world, but not rabbits.
That's right.
And then in...
I love all, like, the real spit that comes out of him, eh?
Yeah, I know.
Spoil it.
So, and you can see, like, especially those little tongue things and stuff like that. And now that you, like, when you really know Andy Serkis and you've seen the things that he can do and stuff, you can really see what was him and what was something that the animators just decided to do. And that's a lot of credit.
Off here.
Like, I mean, as much as Andy Serkis did, too, a lot of credit to the animators who have to make a lot of acting choices themselves.
Yes.
Right?
Well, I'm sure the directors, like, do this or that, but yeah, you're right.
Well, you do, but it's at the same time, he's not there frame by frame telling you how to move this guy. And so you see them there, and like, if you ever see, like, the making of a Pixar movie, they always cover it, right? Where it's, like, the little tweaks of the hands and all these different things, and it's, like, really crazy. Okay, we're actually coming up on the point where we're going to pause this and be done with this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is almost the halfway point of this movie.
Oh my God.
So the
It
irony,
is?
Yeah, the irony of the halfway points of these movies,
Huh.
yeah, is that
This one's moving, actually.
Yeah, is that they're shorter. That our episodes are shorter than the regular episodes.
I'm actually enjoying your company today. I think that's probably why. It's probably the movie.
Nice.
It's not you. I think it's probably the movie.
We've spent a lot of today together. It's usually we get.
It was
together
a
just
good
for the
day.
evening. It was a great day.
I did. I enjoyed it. We had some chicken wings and fries.
Yeah, baby.
And I had a Oh Henry Easter egg.
I made absolute sure Todd didn't eat well when he's here. I like the. Yeah, Todd's like, oh, I'm doing so well at the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
Come on over for wings, fucker.
Come on, we have wings and fries.
I love these ideas of all the fun. I've heard of
He deep fried them in chocolate, by the way. You should try that.
Oh, it's if you never ever you got.
Is that a way to do that?
What? No,
I'm sure you could.
you could boil it in chocolate.
You could boil it.
Yeah. You can't fry it in chocolate.
Well, if it got too hot, would it just evaporate the chocolate, or?
The
I'll bet you there's a derivative of chocolate we can find that will
we'll figure
perfectly.
It's a more oil to chocolate ratio.
This half of this movie is like literally like 30. Okay, this is about 15 to 20 minutes longer. This half than most of the movies we watch.
Yes. Yeah, but we managed to we're managing to keep the before and after concise enough. Oh, there's our first look at David Wenham. We don't have time to talk about him now because it's about pause time.
Oh shit!
But those elephants, like when you look at the scale, like think about a regular elephant, how high you'll go up on that, and then realize that you go up to the top of the foot of this thing.
Holy shit. Get right when Buddy lands in front of them.
Yeah. Oh, I love this too.
Ah.
I also love this because of the idea that, like, I had no idea who these guys were, right? It's like, I didn't
They're just
even know
coming
where
to join
begin.
the caravan, man. They're bad. They got the call.
I like this little, oi, I'm going to get,
He's the man. Look, right into it, eh?
Yeah.
No fear, buddy. He knows his job. Oh, Jesus, man. That's like beating up a kid or something.
Yeah.
Jesus.
When you try to fight somebody and then your responses were innocent travelers.
The Dark Tower.
Yeah. It's so good. See, another guy who does not get enough roles. He's been in a lot of stuff, but it's just like he should be in everything to me.
Where are you going to pause it? Where's the best spot?
No, I know.
This is
I know
if we
exactly
get-
where.
Oh,
it
you
is.
do? Oh, okay. I think
know
you were just going to wait. You're
it's
winging it.
It's literally when you hear the words "bind their hands." When that is done, that's where you pause. this.
Okay.
Because
You won't have to pause it.
we're
It'll
watching.
just stop.
We are watching the digital copy of this, but that is exactly where it splits in the DVD.
Oh,
So if you're watching this on the Blu-ray or DVD, that's the
oh
split.
nicely done. Somebody's on the balls today.
Somebody's got to be. It's always me. See, I like this too. He's the first person who questions that. It's like some of these people are just innocent. Like it's just they had to. He looks kind of like Robin Hood here.
Oh, yeah, Russell Crowe's Robin
And
Hood.
press pause.
Press pause.
There we go. Sorry.
First half. Look at Samwise's getting grabbed face.
Yeah. So that's where we leave it for now. Tune in next week. There's not a mini episode between these two episodes. We go right into part 2 next
Boom.
week. We just don't want to inundate you with 3.5 hours, even though we get close enough as it is sometimes. Like, all we did, like, what was it? Like, Three Amigos is like a 2 hour and a bit episode, and the movie's only like an hour 35 or something.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
we're,
Those are bonus. Those are bonus points.
we're just some
extras.
self-indulgent pricks over here, I guess.
Fucking right.
All right. So in the meantime, find us online with our keep an eye out on Twitter for that poll. Do you like Star Wars: The Last Jedi? The best poll about Lord of the Rings we can think of.
Absolutely.
I guess, right?
Absolutely.
And we'll hit you at the beginning of the next episode and let you know the results of that poll. And we'll probably think of another poll for next week, but no promises. As always, visit us, miscastcommentary.com. Go on Twitter at Miscast Commentary. Follow us on our new Twitter too at Miscast TV. We've got the YouTubes going, baby. We got some video rolling on there. And make sure, comment, like, subscribe to everything. That includes YouTube and SoundCloud and iTunes and wherever. Just if you listen to it, great. If you really like it and say you watch it on or you listen on iTunes, go, hit it up on SoundCloud too. Give it another like. But yeah, tell your friends we exist because we're not going to stop talking. So you might as well start listening, right?
Exactly.
That's if one of us is going to give up and it ain't going to be us.
Yeah.
Right?
You got that right.
I like that most of my appeals for fandom is threats.
Oh, mine's patheticness. You do the threatening, I'll be pathetic. It'll be like a 1-2 combo that they cannot resist.
Yeah. I don't think you'll like what happens to you if you don't listen to us. What do you say, Todd?
Oh, God, please like us. Oh, don't let him do whatever he wants to do. Please, just listen to us.
All
I
right.
got a little dick. It's pathetic. I gotta lie to women to get him into bed.
I saw that this weekend.
No
actually.
shit.
That was on, yeah.
See, I heard your mind.
Nice.
Open your mind.
I did not see that this weekend.
Oh, no, sorry. I meant open your cheeks.
I saw that.
That's a little better, right?
Well, I didn't
That's a
see
little
it. It
more on the
happened
nose
behind
there.
me, but yeah, it was. All right, gang. Tune in next week. You got just under 2 hours left of movie, like about an hour 45 left. Enjoy that. Go back and enjoy this. I don't know. Got nothing else for you. We'll see you next week.
Later.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.